time
or room service.
We've got you covered from Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. with a trusted team. So never skip breakfast.
On GTV Breakfast.
Everybody, do what you do. The smile will bring you sunshine day. Everybody, do what you do. The smile will bring you sunshine day. Everybody, do what you do. The smile will bring you sunshine day. Everybody, do what you do. The smile will bring you sunshine day. The smile will bring you sunshine day. The smile will bring you sunshine day. A brand boy was said ya kuti ya mi ya no ma bro. Ya simbo mi da mi na mi yes yo. Dada, you know, I'm a dreamy baby who. And now I hear Branty near to my own. Beautiful fatio, cuckoo, my mouth for Chiwa Siko. Sika Selman, I watch her, my Jimu. Or convoy, missing my chick from Foy. Where yes, he can consider him, I'm in it way. Oh, yeah, Cassia, on Convidia. For no one, Yamin, Tiani game. Stand in the yard, and Nana, steady on the bonus style, a girl, I mean, a girl, I call her Branty, my bro. I'm a pussy, I don't see me so need you. It's the idea, Chesa. Begging a miss up and call my room. Why? I am a branch here, my bro. I'm a pussy, I don't see me so need you. It's the idea, Chesa. Begging a miss up and call my room. Branch here, but if you say, we pray what we are seeing more. I saw a man in you. Lock in your car, a brother high. And you be a pussy, and you know, see what give you. Anything but one day, but what was about 3 bomb cosa. Copy my brow and show my every way. But I got tanga no, I say no, but you gonna hang in a baby, I say no. Boy, or be some you will, and be wood. The brave casa go be messy of you. Because you work again in the eye, and be wool. I saw my friend, I draw my own Gramagana bro. Me and Miami, want to say you. Let me say you. Let me say you. Why? I am not here, my bro. Now my pussy, I don't say me so deep you. It's the idea, Chesa. I am in Sabaco, my bro. What? I am not here, my bro. Now my pussy, I don't say me so deep you. It's the idea, Chesa. I am in Sabaco, my bro. Cause every time I close my eyes, I see my name in the shining light. Oh, a different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire.
Let's have some good time. Thank God Friday. Good morning, everyone. Listen, everybody clap your hands. All right. There's a message in the music, so everybody dance. All right. Let's have a good time. Oh, what a good time. Let's have a good time. Everybody, let's have a good time. Good time tonight. Let's have a good time. Oh, yeah. Everybody, let's have a good time. This is the place where love is found. We all play a part, and if you beat in your heart, stand up and shout and let your feelings out. Come on, so you and me, we're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna dance to this morning light, baby. You and me, we're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna dance to the morning light, baby. So don't believe me, just watch. 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 All right. Oh yeah. Good morning, everyone. I said, people, what you gonna do? You gotta get on the groove. If you want to move, tell me, baby, how you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? You're standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. Tell me, how you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. 'Cause I heard all the people say, get down on it, come on and get down on it. You gotta feel it, get down on it, get down on it, get down on it. Just get it on it.
on it. That's the song. Get down on it. Why not? Why not?
You don't get down on the
They said get down on it.
On what?
On
it.
It's
we need to find
floor,
what
yeah.
This is. This is the it. Good morning, people. Welcome to the show. They don't want to get down, but me, I want to get down.
Oh, we are down. It's Friday.
It's like my 50-year-old waist. Good morning. Welcome to the show. It's such a joy to be here. And listen, if you love the sound, follow them on Instagram.
Chin.
Let me spell it for you. NKYIM. KYIM. We don't do CH in Chin. It's KY. Like Chin Chin. And they're going to be giving us great music. Nice carpet of music
Mr.
for the day. Good morning. 24th of
September
2021. It's good to have you here. This is Kath. She's.
Wow.
And she's.
I was going to say me.
What do we have for you today?
You don't want to miss. Look, I'll let Val start because we have the legend coming through the house today.
See, that was supposed to be the. No, let's just let them. Okay, so guys, we have Jejuble Ambule in house today. So Jejuble in Chinchim, and then we have something with the orchestra. We are sort of mixing symphonic music with gospel. Like, it's a whole cocktail of different music genres today. So this is where you need to be, guys. And then also, I'm sorry I have to take this of you guys. How would you know if your phone has been hacked? Yes. How would you know? How would you know? So I'm excited about how to find out when you know your phone has been hacked. And
you can send your thoughts on that matter to our WhatsApp line 055-556-1034. How would you know your phone has been hacked? Is a question Val has put to you this morning. Remember to also follow us on our social media handles. We are streaming live on Facebook. We are streaming on YouTube. We are on Twitter and Instagram. So you can leave your thoughts there as well. Leave it using the hashtag GTV Breakfast. So the hashtag is GTV Breakfast. We are grateful to our sponsors this morning. Awake Mineral Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, and Adunku Next Level Energy Drink. We are taking it to the next level this Funky Friday on GTV Breakfast.
Indeed, and if you have been receiving these requests for loans, somebody wants to give you a loan. Okay, Iyoko wants to tell you that they got and you're wondering, but how do people even get my number to send me these loans?
Exactly.
We'll unravel everything today on the show. So there's a lot here for you. And
we're also keeping an eye on the Accra-Tema motorway, and users of the motorway know how bad the potholes. Alan said it's not potholes, it's manholes. Users of the motorway know how bad these manholes have become, and so you can send in your comments. And before you leave home, if you're on the motorway, well, do not take pictures, but send in your comments and let us know what you think about the current state of the Accra-Tema motorway. Okay.
Of course, we'll start off with our regular motivational piece for the day. So wisdom nugget for today is on discretion, and how important is that?
Yeah, so that's come from Dr.
Kofi Osei Kusi.
It's a good morning to you. Thank you for welcoming into your home for the wisdom nugget for your day. Thank you for tuning in and, listening to these wisdom nuggets on social media. A nugget a day keeps the problems away. Today, we're talking about a crucial ingredient of wisdom called discretion. And I've spoken about this before, and we're talking about it again because discretion is a crucial ingredient of wisdom. What is discretion? Discretion is the need to think deeply before you talk. The need to think deeply about the information that you're going to put out there. Why do we need to talk about discretion? Because when you look at social media, and when you look at conversations and communication around the office, when you look at discussions even within families, a lot of the time there is so much lack of discretion. Recently I was with someone, and the person called that other person, to invite the person to a meeting. And the person who was called just opened their mouth. Why is our boss calling us for this meeting? This crazy guy, this too-known guy, didn't even think about who he was talking about and who he was talking about to. Just opened their mouth and talked anyway, anyhow. And yet people like that, they expect to be promoted. People like that, they expect to be put in responsible positions. There are many people who talk too much because they lack discretion. They don't know the words that they should keep to themselves and the words that they should put out there. There are many people that don't think about the kind of information that they should hold on to about other people and the information that they should spread out. Now, if you lack discretion, if you don't have the capacity, or if you don't intentionally think through the information, whether it's photos you're putting out on social media, whether it's even information about, your children. Hey, again, on social media, there are many people that just put information about their children out there. They just have a baby and like, oh, this is my child. Little children, their families, they are putting every single thing on social media for everyone to see. Do you know the consequences of that? And in fact, some people are telling us that there is some level of a breach of the human rights of these little children. You're just putting them out there anyway, anyhow. It's a complete lack of discretion. Today, our wisdom nugget is we need to be discreet, and we need to think deeply before we put information out there. And especially for those that talk a lot, need to be careful about the kind of information that you're sharing with other people. Separate the ones that should be held to yourself and the ones that should be put out there openly. As you do that, you're going to grow in maturity. You're going to be appointed into senior positions because you will be a person of trust. Please enjoy your day as you become more discreet in all the decisions that you make throughout today. Have a fabulous day, and I look forward to seeing you again on the Wisdom Nugget for your day.
For that wisdom nugget, and we'll go straight to our weather updates. You guys, and Val and Kaf, Yellow Couch, we'll do social media trends now. What's top on your trend? I have the can I say fake pregnancy?
Well,
the woman from Takade
issues. Yes. What's hot about it? What's the latest?
I mean, all the latest information I have is from yesterday. I don't know if anything has happened between the time I last read on the story and this morning, but last I heard 3 people had been arrested by the police, and now the victim is a suspect.
Husband also, I saw, arrested.
Yeah. And
family members cursing those who are claiming that the pregnancy was fake. And some of the curses are just too graphic.
But
just too graphic.
You read some of them.
Should I read some of the curses?
If they are unprintable, then
no, there's no swear words, but just the image will just make you not want to eat your breakfast.
Okay, then let's not do that.
Let's not go there. Yes. And then I'm hearing some ridiculous suggestions. Somebody is suggesting that they should have the pregnancy test live on camera.
You know how sometimes people talking here like, oh,
are
you for real?
They say the pregnancy test should be done live on TV.
There's a fascinating concept that came up with them during one of our news bulletins on GBC News yesterday. We spoke to a psychologist, I believe, and she said it may well have been a pseudocyesis. What was it? Is that, yes, I think a fake pregnancy where you show all the symptoms. Sometimes you even have your tummy and everything, looking like a regular pregnancy, and yet there's no baby. Others mentioned crypto pregnancies and all kinds of, theories about what could possibly have happened. I'm just hoping that in the midst of all this, whatever she may or may not have done, the woman in question is getting some help, because there's a bit of mental distress going on here, isn't there, guys?
Yeah.
Has she started talking?
Not as far as I'm concerned, but the initial report was she had asked to write some of the things
and then also,
that she had experienced.
Yeah, and then the police service have actually learned her a psychologist, a clinical psychologist. So the last I heard yesterday, she was being cancelled and taken through that. So,
because look, pregnancy is tricky, and I won't stand here and pretend to know all there is to know about, because obviously I'm not a doctor. But can you even hide a pregnancy from tests and scans? We know that there are all these theories about pseudosciences and crypto pregnancies and all these hidden things to tell people. But if you're genuinely pregnant and you've tested positive for pregnancy before, those tests will not suddenly disappear when another test is conducted, would they?
It won't. But then another question I'm asking is, the community members and her family members, and a man in a local kiosk who yesterday was on TV was vehemently saying they know she's pregnant because they saw her. So could the whole community be lying?
And
there are so many.
Seeing someone pregnant and the person being pregnant are two different things, because you can look like something and you do not necessarily would be that thing, because there's props, there's prosthetics, and you know, fake baby bumps that people would wear. And the other side of the argument is, if she faked her pregnancy, then it could well have been that she padded herself so that she would look to the community, to everyone else, that she was pregnant, and when she actually may not have been. And so then it circles back to, did the husband know? If she was not pregnant, did the husband know? And so then the police argument would be, well, if you are not aware, then maybe you are an accessory to the fact. If she did all the things that they are alleging, so now she's a suspect. So it's not quite clear what that situation is going to be. But one person who's catching a lot of heat is the regional minister, because he was the first one to break the news that tests had found that the lady was supposedly...
That was because when I listened to him, he said that was the brief he got from the BNI. And so he just reiterated whatever had been sent to him.
And,
so what people
are on his case because there's a story that I saw on one of the online platforms that he had paid a ransom. The kidnappers, in quote, had asked for 1,000 Ghana cedis and he had paid them 3,000. The kidnappers was more for Ghana.
No, but then the police yesterday, when they were speaking, said that during the period that she was away, supposedly in the hands of the kidnappers, her phone kept coming on and off and she was speaking to her mom.
That's why they suspect that the mom may have also been
an accessory. So
it's quite
maybe we should while we are speaking, we should just let the police do their job.
So
let the police do their job.
You see the way I be quiet and they watch you people.
Why?
I mean, we are Ghanaians and naturally we like to speculate and talk about issues and try to...
But why are you quiet on this?
Because the whole thing is just confusing to me.
There are too many branches.
Very
is she
confusing.
not pregnant? Did they pay? Did they not pay? Is there a baby bump? Is there no baby? Me, I know of fake news, fake hair. Now we're hearing of fake pregnancy.
Yes.
Have you seen Lil Nas? Have you seen Lil Nas, the rapper in the United States? I don't know if you saw him. He was trending. He's been trending for a while because he showed up with a belly, well, a full-grown belly.
A guy.
Yes, a guy.
Okay.
Apparently, it's just for his, the release of his album. So he did that to show that, well, he was pregnant, and so when he released
those things are
and it looked really
He's pregnant with his album.
Yes, and it looked really real. I was going to say really real, but real.
Who did he have sex with to be pregnant with his album?
Well, if he was trans, then maybe there could have been a whole different biological confusion.
Yes,
Is that another trend somewhere?
There is a trend, Val.
So, as usual, Darko vibes. He's helping to push Ghana. I personally call him Ghana's own Burna Boy. That's how I see Darko vibes. And he's released a song with Davido. It was released 15 hours ago and it already has 28K views. I don't know if our producers want to project that, but it's right there behind you.
Like Davido is speaking Ghana. Please.
There it is.
Please.
He's not from Odoyewo to speak.
The song is called Je
m'appelle.
Okay.
And so that's it.
What did he say in Ghana? What did Davido say in Ghana? T. What did he say in Ghana?
He was singing. I don't even remember the line, but look, the guy is wearing Ghana kitty. It's like we have claimed that man for.
But if he's speaking Ghana, no problem. I mean, Ghanaian artists have been speaking
Pidgin. Pidgin is cross country. Guys,
no, but we've been actually speaking Nigerian. Again, is mobile.
Okay. You guys.
And so from that corner, that's Daco vibes. Yeah.
Davido wearing the
King take me swabble.
I love you, the international.
What a great way to start your weekend. I can't wait for this song to hit all the big spots this Christmas.
And you know there are some songs you have to listen to 2 or 3 times.
No, this one I
it resonates in your mind, and actually, but you know, you hear some songs and then it's just like.
Oh, I saw some a video of a couple of guys, 2 or 3 of them, maybe 4, and they were playing the song and they were dancing. The moves.
Which was the moves?
Oh, Kapu,
no, show the moves.
No.
So that's, I mean, apart from Ghanaian culture, speaking Ga, I mean, that's Kente in full glare.
It's
and so
glorious.
Here's another win for Ghana.
It's
glorious. In Africa.
It's glorious. There's nothing else I will say apart from it's glorious. It's good to see. It speaks well of our culture. It speaks well of our collaboration. You know, Nigerians, they are our cousins.
Yes, but I think it begs, we need to recognize the talent that we have here. Daco Vibes, I mean, is an amazing talent. I don't know if you follow him, but listen to his music, his songs back to back. Look, Daco Vibes is deep.
Okay, so this weekend, that's my project now. It's a Daco Vibes project.
Yes.
I'm going to listen. I'm going to soak all his music on YouTube.
Yes.
I'll come back with a report.
Making Ghana proud.
Yeah.
Making Ghana proud.
Okay, cool.
And taking our local languages international is always a good bet. Guys, so Davido, Daco Vibes, I mean, big ups to you, Daco, for
guys,
that amazing music called Je m'appelle, and it's streaming. I saw it on
on YouTube.
On YouTube, yes.
You know what Je m'appelle means?
Je m'appelle.
My name.
Well, my name is.
My name is.
Je m'appelle. Okay. So let's. Two Hearts, it's premiering on 4th of October.
And I'm Lisa. How far?
Yes, and I'm
polishing face.
Yeah, so
still wearing high heels.
Yes, and so and so on one of our channels, the lifestyle channel, you should follow the lifestyle channels on all the social media handles. It's everywhere. It's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's right there, guys. It's on our screen. It's showing that you can see all of that.
So move. Which way can I go? That way. Yep.
Yes.
And you can see lifestyle channel. These are all the social media handles, Lifestyle TV, and Two Hearts is premiering on the Lifestyle channel on the 4th of October. It's a story of identical women from different backgrounds who meet under very strange circumstances. Mona the tomboy and Lisa the stylish executive, and we'll see what life throws at them and how they're able to navigate their way through until the final reveal that they do not just look alike for ordinary reasons, but they are in fact actually related. So there's a clip and we've been playing it for a while. We want you to see it again because whom up like GBC Newsroom, you say you want to be in the chat room. I'm telling the producer now just for you. So here's the trailer for Two Hearts coming up on Lifestyle TV on October 4. Let's have a look.
Nipa opepepe nson ena wo wiase manyina obia so giri yese oye son kokra nanso hwehwemu adede se nipa nson ena nipa baakofo esepepepe
munyina de na koso what's up good morning senka mini gidi wade we mu a enkenya de amede de me wonyina ene adwumade aye nyina ebeso esan mu enche kwa ye besa bedi won kan biom
we are free official down. Minim pass and a fisher down. A fisher pole. Yes, sir. Marinella, a baby Shamatasu Kuchu. Marinella, what do you want for what taking business if you want? I didn't know Ramon. I didn't know about Marinella. One for Cham Samache. Lisa,
Moka and she no. And she share and United two muno.
A charm busum.
Our really papa.
What? Papa,
Miss Canada goes on. Look at him, say, sure, Baka.
Papa, Miss Roy, a bit your way.
So went here, the cool papa.
Sure, but say a bit your way, dear, say, Muhapa.
Minu ya drink.
See, I'm a bravo for fro.
Let me class say any.
didn't know what's a pina dear way so. At the LGC Eco Bankrupt in Tiana. Let me also we are no papa.
A son say me na make
a dear Ed deep power brabwe mu. And the set ubenya odofwa or your fempadie.
We're not in there, who's round the mona. Fire! I ready a quick one time.
Yadrin Coben Chrome, my young worry. Nothing in Tinam.
Men piss a mayo year.
Lifestyle TV and the romantic comedy Yesungokura Abrel.
Your friend Leo Tabayo. Hey, what you know? And yes, I'm
Jammy. Oh, Jammy.
Boss mom. So I say, oh, be when you didn't say Pepe swear.
It's not me we are no cray.
2 hearts. Just say Lifestyle TV Songkwa.
Tell me about Two Hearts. Tell me about Two Hearts. Tell me the story. I haven't read it. I haven't seen it.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Tell me about the story.
Yes, you have. And everyone else needs to get on this excitement train with us because we're excited. You see, this man is an action man. Me, I'm just waiting for the part where Mona meets Martin. You know, poor girl meets rich guy. Then maybe they'll sit in some, Range Rover in Vogue and have lunch and dinner at some fancy restaurant.
You know the story.
I'm looking for.
You know the story, T.
What do I know about the story?
That's about episode 1.
What do I know about the story?
Just tell us who Tabayoyo is.
Because if I tell you, then why would you watch it, right? Because
so I should go back to my couch.
No. The suspense and everything, it's all part of the euphoria.
But see, our producer said you've watched episode 1. The whole Ghana, do you pay you watch?
So you're announcing to the whole world, I'm ahead of everybody.
You're ahead of us. You're on a different time zone.
I don't want to ruin it for you guys. Send me a message. Do you want me to tell you what episode 1 is about? Send us a message on our WhatsApp line 05555611034. But trust me, you don't want to miss it, guys. So you see glaring differences in the kind of lives these two lead characters. I think it was played by the same character, but the difference of even where they live, the mansion against the slum, and the two sides of it just tells you the great divide between the rich and the poor. And I'm sure there'll be lots of lessons for us to learn. And we'll watch these things, and we'll also join the chat room so we can chat.
So you know all this thing when you make me suffer like this.
What did you say?
You know about this story. Tell us something.
What did you say? I didn't suffer.
Yes, Two Hearts is premiering on the 4th of October. It's a Monday, so make sure that you watch it. We're done for this segment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just to let you know that this show is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, Adonko Next Level Energy Drink, Stallion Outlook for Premier Kaftans, like this purple, and Smoky World, right?
Smoky World.
Love that. And I think Val is wearing something beautiful. She will tell us who the person is.
By George.
By Giorgio Armani. Is it Giorgio?
Yeah. So George, my stylist, I know he's watching. So George is responsible for making me look this fly. We have a fight like almost every day, guys.
All right.
So that's
okay.
good.
And when we come back, if you've ever been hacked, if your phone has been entered into illegal penetration of your phone, we will get the solution for you. All right.
Okay.
Protect yourself.
Loan scammers.
Loan scammers. People who are trying to give you loans. Iyoko says, watch out, they're fake. So you stay tuned. This is #GTV Breakfast. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Look for Ghana Broadcasting Corporation and like and follow. We'll follow you back. All right. So phone hacking coming up after this. Don't go anywhere.
Live on G.
Smart Game, a series directed and produced by Ed Michael, showing soon on GTV.
Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show.
Star of Ghana, Nkrumah, star of Ghana, everybody calls of the brave, and the sweat of their labors, calls of the brave.
I hope you're taking note of that quote. So, Kwame Nkrumah said the book that really influenced him a lot was The Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. And in case you don't know, Marcus Garvey was Kwame Nkrumah's mentor. The Black Star Line that we're proud of in Ghana was an idea that came from Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey founded the Black Star Line, a shipping company back then in the early 20th century in the North America. And he influenced Kwame Nkrumah a heck of a lot. If you haven't read that book, go find it. It's a great book. Welcome to the show, GTV Breakfast. And just reminding you that if you want to play games and be of boredom, you need to be thinking about My Bet Africa. And the great thing is that they have a bonus code, it's GTV. You use that bonus code and you can play you can play more games. There's so many games you can play. You can play virtual soccer, you can do your My Bet League, spins to win, drop some wins, other fascinating, enthralling games. And there's more. You can grab 100% money back gift, even if you lose your first bet. So that's what's happening on My Bet Africa, the Ghanaian home of betting. And I bet you're going to have a great show today. But before we jump into our conversation on mobile phone hacking, I just found out that somebody has been sent to jail for 10 years. Guess what for? For stealing 40 pieces of ice cream. 40 pieces has sent this man into jail. And the story is quite fascinating because he was actually out on bail for having stolen a 17-inch TV set. So while he was on bail, he went and stole 40 pieces of ice cream at 2 p.m. in the afternoon and pleaded guilty and has been sent to jail for 10 years. 10 years. 1 year for every 4 pieces of ice cream. What a sweet mistake, you know. But I'm also thinking, what's wrong with our legal system? Why do you send somebody to jail for 10 years for stealing 40 pieces of ice cream? What do you think? I'd like to know. I'm sure we're going to put a question on our Facebook page, on GBC's Facebook page and the Twitter. What is wrong with our legal system where somebody who's a petty criminal gets so many years and other people are walking free for having done worse things? That's my rant for the morning. Still to come, Ambule with Chinchim Band. We've got the conversation on Iyoko, warning you about loan scams. But for now, we want to look at phone hacking. Well, I haven't been hacked before, but a lot of people suffer this problem of somebody entering their phone illegally and taking their information. What's it all about? How can you protect yourself? My guest is David Jedu, CEO of DK Cyber Ghana, to talk to us about mobile phone hacking. David, as always, I look forward to Fridays because we have great conversations, very educative. For somebody who doesn't know, what exactly is phone hacking, mobile phone hacking?
All right, thank you. So let me take this opportunity to say good morning to our viewers. So when you say phone hacking, someone illegally getting access of information or accessing your own mobile device for his own reasons or his personal gains. So they have a lot of ways that they do that. So that's basically about phone hacking. Someone illegally getting access of information on your own phone or using your phone on your behalf remotely.
Okay. Yeah. How is that possible?
All right, thank you. So it's possible through so many ways that they do that, one through what we call spy apps or keyloggers. So now they have softwares or apps that can really spy on your mobile device. So mistakenly, someone might send you a link and you try to go and download something from the internet. When you are downloading the thing comes with a backdoor or a back-end code or app that will install on your phone that you would see it. And they start sending information to the hackers from their world. So they do that through what we call the spy apps. We have the keylogger. And probably some of the links that we also do click and the images sometimes we do check out on the internet. So those are some of the ways.
What is a keylogger?
Okay, so a keylogger is basically a code of pieces of software or code sometimes created by Python as a programming language or other good programming language to what it does is just simple. To just take information from your device to the hackers. So a keylogger would really look at for every keystroke that you do. So if this morning I'm trying to just type my password to my Facebook, the keylogger is recording the keystroke of whatever is going on. So that's what keylogger does.
How prevalent is this problem?
Yeah, it is. It's really happened of late, and I think that we all have to be on watch. Most of the times we don't see it because we don't know the symptoms. You said that you have not been hacked before, but you don't know we have something we call DDoS, that's distributed denial of service attack, that your phone might be there and is being attacked or is used to attack something somewhere. You know, so you might think that your phone is not being hacked for you to see, but your phone is being used to attack somebody. So normally you will be there, you will see that either your phone is freezing or is running very slow. You ask yourself why. Like, my phone is just new, I don't have too much apps on it, but why is the phone running slow? Sometimes you just charge your phone. If maybe your phone used to take maybe 12 hours or 24 hours, just to realize that now your phone just lasts for only 6 hours or 5 hours. That should tell you that someone is really trying to do something fishy with your mobile phone. So those are some of the things that we can really check. Not only that, you know, sometimes we do complain about buying data. If maybe I used to buy data for maybe 10 cities, or I used to buy data for maybe 5 cities, and that can take me for 3 days or 2 days. Now, when I buy the same amount of data, I'm using it for only a day or less. That should tell you that sometimes it's not about the charges, but it's about your phone being attacked or being hacked that you don't know. What happens is, with these keyloggers or these spy apps, they have to communicate whatever is happening on your mobile device to the hackers, and that is done through data. So that means that now your data is being used for something else that you don't know. So those are some of the things that you should also check out for. So they are a lot. And not only that, you will be there and you go to your gallery on your phone this morning and you go to where you have your screenshots and you see that there's a lot of screenshots there, but you just ask yourself, did I do this? Sometimes no. So we have these keyloggers and these spy apps that really take a screenshot of whatever is happening on your phone and send it to the hackers.
And why would they do a thing like that? Why would they take a screenshot of your phone? Right.
So right now, if remotely I access your phone, I can even access your camera. So from my word, we have something we call the Kali Linux environment. It's an environment that, you know, we have the Windows environment, we have the iOS environment. Kali Linux environment is widely used by the hackers. So normally with that they use something we call Metasploit. Metasploit is also another environment. So with that they can just run a piece of code. Then with remotely accessing your phone, they can even take a screenshot of it, or even normally your phone will be there and will be recording whatever is going around. So normally those are attacked with some personalities, or if they want to get information about you. Now what it is today is not only about yourself. If careful, I want to really attack inside here, GTV, I might not maybe attack you because I might know that maybe you have high level of technology and those stuff. But what about me attacking maybe the front desk or someone whom I think that is on the same network, does not have any knowledge on what is about this IT stuff? So I will access the phone and use the phone to be a communicator to my world. So it's very important that we have to check. The smartphone that we use today, I always say that this technological way is like our highway. The same highway we use to go for parties, events, for good things, that's the same highway we use when you're going to bury someone, to our grave. So we have to note that this information superhighway or these technological stuff, they are bad stuff on that. And sometimes the fact that you are not seeing doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. It do happen more of the time. And one of the issues I'm realizing now is we have people who their calls or their messages are being tracked a lot. I have some code I give out, and almost about 90% of the people who use this code will see clearly that there's a number forwarding their calls. There's a number trying to reach out their messages. So we have to really check out that it's not about who you are. It's not about what you do. It's about people trying to get information from you to do something, probably for their own gain. So we have to be very careful about that. And I'll give out that code before the end of this program here.
By all means, thank you so much. In case you just joined us, I'm here with David Jedu. He's the CEO of DK Cyber Ghana. We're looking at mobile phone hacking. Go to our Facebook page, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, and put down any comments you have, any questions you want answered about mobile phone hacking. Now, David, can somebody hack into my phone with a phone call? Can they call me and hack me, my phone?
All right, thank you. So yes, it's possible through something we call social engineering attack. This attack, I think I spoke about this some time ago. They use what you call the smishing attack, or the vision, sorry. So the vision is through calling. So what you have to note is, it's not about me coming out with a PC running a lot of code this morning. It's about yourself. So I can just call you, and through social engineering attack, I am not attacking the system, but I'm attacking you. I'm attacking you, the person receiving the call. So what I do is, I might try to call from, maybe if I'm attacking you, Kafui, to say, maybe I'll do some small passive or active reconnaissance on you, or to information gathering on you, get to know maybe probably the banks that you save, or get to know some basic information about you. I call you just to personate, or just to say, oh, I'm calling from this bank or this firm. Maybe I'm a staff from GTV here. Then I'll call you, then I'll start to lay an attack on you. What we have to note is, the hackers, or from the hacking environment or the hacking community, they don't just start and do anything. We have something we call information gathering, and it's very key to every hacker. The information gathering is where they will gather much information about you, get to know what you do, what you like, so that when they are playing the attack on you, they know that from step one, if step one should bounce, if your bank should bounce, I know I'll go through your work environment. If it should bounce, I'll go through your family. That's your case, your children. I'll come on the social media. So they have all these things. So one of them that they commonly do is, they also call you. So the call is very important. So at the point whereby you receive a call, sometimes the call comes in and you think, if Truecaller, some of them even just detect the number as fraud or fake. You just don't attend to such people. We have to always know that some of the calls that come, they will use something that's basic, that's social engineering attack. That is on you, the personality or the individual receiving a call. Yeah.
Are there any models of phones that are hackable, easily hacked?
All right, thank you. Great question. You know, people have this mindset that some of the phones are not easy to hack. See, in the hacking environment, every device, every technology is hackable.
Even iPhone 13.
I'm telling you. But to some extent, the security level is high. So we know we have the Android version, we have the iOS version, and even we have Windows version of phone.
Which systems are easily hacked?
All right,
if
so
you compare the systems.
If I should compare the system, because most people are using Android phone today, it's more likely that the attackers are exploiting zero-day vulnerability on it. That is, they are looking for everyday way to enter. So Android becomes one of their highest target. Why? Because Android users, they have this kind of perception that, oh, it's not secure. Android phone, it's me hack, and you see, so they have that. So what you have to know is, Android phone is easily, not to say it's too easy to hack, but Android phone will come before iOS. But just know that each phone that you are using, every phone, either iPhone, Android phone, or Windows phone, you can be hacked. What we have to know this morning is, if from DK or from the hackers environment, they are attacking, they might not attack the system you are using. They might not attack the phone you are using. I'm attacking you.
Okay.
So if I'm attacking you through the social media, Facebook, Instagram, it's you. I'm not attacking the phone. Okay. I have iPhone here, I have Android here. I'm not attacking this, but I'm attacking you, the individual. So how well informed are you?
Okay. So that brings us nicely to tips you can give somebody watching to protect themselves from mobile phone hacking. As we end this chat, what can people do?
All right, thank you. So the very first thing you have to do is, you always have to make sure that your phone is physically protected with the pins or the patterns that you can give it, or the passcode. You protect it and make sure that you yourself use your own phone. That's the first thing. And make sure that the password that you are using on your phones, on all the platforms, is very secure. I always treat your password like the way you treat your Andy. Just make sure that your password is you have 3 elements in certain good password. You have to make sure your password is unique, has upper letters, lower letters, and symbols in it, and make sure that your password is not too old. It might be 3 months, 6 months. Just constantly be changing your password. That will also protect your phone. And another way to also protect our phone this morning is we don't have to join free public Wi-Fi, because most of these free public Wi-Fis are being connected with these hackers, and they might easily just hack you when you are using free public Wi-Fi. And make sure that anytime you use your Bluetooth, after using your Bluetooth, kindly off your Bluetooth. Just off your Bluetooth. And make sure that your location, if maybe you are using Uber or something and if on your location, after that, just off your location.
Put it up. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, David Jedu, CEO of DK Cyber Ghana, for these tips, and listen to them carefully. So your password, your PIN code, your passcode, protect them, okay? Treat them like your undies, as he said. And for those of you who don't wear undies, you're on your own. GTV Breakfast, we are going to Tema Station right now, where they sell a lot of undies, used ones. Who have been buying these used undies? I don't even know. You know, why do you want to wear somebody else's undies? It's too kinky for me, man. But let's go and see what's happening, because Alan is at Tema Station right now to give you Rush Hour.
Hey, good morning, Kafi, and welcome to the Central Business District. It's the TGIF version of Rush Hour on #GTV Breakfast. And guess what? It is really very serious what our passwords and our identities are. And so treating them like undies, there's plenty of undies to find here at Tema Station. Well, it's rush hour, so let's hit the traffic situation as it is here in the Tema Station in the Greater Accra region. Behind me, you see traffic coming or flowing out through the John Evans Atamils Highway, and traffic coming in from that side of town isn't as bad. The high street is free flowing, and so there isn't much of traffic coming from the John Evans Atamils High Street. What there is, however, is the taking over of the pedestrian walk by hawkers and traders who are trying to use the pedestrian walk for trading purposes. Traffic coming in from Makola. Traffic coming in from Makola isn't as bad as well. You can see it's a Friday morning, and so it's a take it easy kind of thing. Pedestrians and hawkers, as well as commuters, are managing the roads in the Central Business District as best as they can, just to ensure that everybody gets their fair share of the use of the road. It is a relaxed Friday morning, but if we pan around towards traffic coming in from the Kimbu end of town, what you have is traffic coming in from, let's say, Asylum down 37, Accra Technical University end, and Tudu or Kimbu itself. You have a good amount of traffic coming in. It is not as slow as you'll imagine, especially on a Friday morning, but trust me, it is free flowing. The traffic lights out here are functional. You would normally have a policeman on hand who would intervene every now and then when obviously one or two drivers disregard the functioning of the traffic light and would want to do their own thing. It is actually a smooth, free-flowing traffic situation, and the city is buzzing with pedestrians as well as hawkers. You can clearly see it's a busy Friday morning at Tema Station. Perhaps somebody wants to grab an Andy, so let's wait and see what happens. Traffic flowing out from this end towards the National Theatre end, isn't as bad as well. Isn't as bad. It's okay. It's okay, and it's smoothly flowing out of the business district, heading out for perhaps the Ridge roundabout area and possibly going towards 37 and beyond. If you have the benefit of the eye in the sky, you will find the Tema Station itself not as, packed and choked as you would normally have it. The Togo Aflau station just before there Accra Central Passport Office area is also as cool and as quiet as possible. Every now and then you will have a hawker or two running across our various shots, either the still especially, or perhaps the eye in the sky. If you are looking at the eye in the sky, we can see the polo grounds in the Greater Accra, the polo grounds in the Greater Accra region. And again, we come back to our stills. Traffic coming in over the John Evans Samuels Highway is okay. And as far as traffic is concerned, the Central Business District this morning is great. It is smooth, free-flowing, and life is, as usual, taking easy. It's TGIF on #GTV Breakfast. This is the traffic situation on the rush hour. Back to you in the studio, Kafui.
Much, Alan. TS for life. So we're going to put a question on our Facebook page, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. What item of clothing did you buy the most, or have you ever bought the most from Bend Down Boutique, from Tema Station, any of the second-hand outlets that you used to buy? I really miss going to them. My jeans. I used to get my jeans from a particular guy. And then shoes, Charlie, first selection. You see the shoe, you go fix it brand new. But somebody wear before. Or store reject. But they were really great. And it was very affordable. As a student, Charlie, go to TS and do your stuff. Early morning selection. And those times we were a bit shy, so we go early before brothers go see you, or especially the women, because brothers were there, but you didn't want them to see you. And then we found out one day that the women too were going there. You know, we all go meet for the TS. So what are you doing here? Oh, I'm just looking around. You lie. You came to buy clothes, just like me. So the question is going to come up on our Facebook page. What is the item of clothing that you bought the most, or you still buy the most from any of the second-hand outlets? And in Accra, we have Tema Station, but I want to know, and Cantamanto. Yes, Cantamanto was a place. Cat City, right? Or Cants. So I want to know what the names of these second-hand outlets are in wherever you live in this country, all right? We have Cantamanto, we have TS in Accra. How about Kumasi, Ho, Tamale, Cape Coast, Takrady? I want to know. A couple of messages here on Facebook. GH for you is enjoying the show. For Destiny Flavor says, this guy is definitely from my town. For Destiny Flavor. Hold on you. Very educative, yes. Kudos to the morning team. We have a powerful team here. I tell you no lie. Very, very powerful men and women who are doing great things. We'll be going to the Tema motorway interchange to give you a flavor of what's happening with respect to traffic. And then Thelma sits down with her female cast to look at the news. I'm sure Takrady, pregnant woman or not pregnant woman, will be in the news, as well as other hot stories. So you stick around for that. We still have JW Ambule on the set with the Inchin band. Let me spell that Inchin for you. It's Nkyin, Inchin, and then Chim, K-Y-I-M. Follow them on Instagram. Their slogan is Feel the Music. #Feel the Music, or Feel the Sound, all right? Yeah, so that's it. Yesterday I had an interesting time in the evening. I went to the book launch for the book written about General Achampong and all his children and his widow. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful event. And I had a great time. I'll be sending you pictures of that later on. But for now, let's see whether we can go to motorway interchange, because Jay should be standing by to give us some news on exactly what is going on. On the GBC Breakfast, GBC Facebook page, there's some fake little people who are flooding our thing with, we don't want your messages here. We're not interested in whatever you're doing. Please, we're interested in what Jay is doing. So Jay is at the motorway interchange. Jay, good morning. What's up? What's going on in Tema?
Thank you so very much, Kafu. Yeah, so you're not interested in lotto numbers. You never know. You can win something. Maybe your fortune is in there. So this morning, I'm at the motorway interchange, and I didn't know I needed to know the spelling of teaching band this morning. So thank you so much for that, Kafu. That made me smile. So this place replaced the Tema roundabout. You know, back in the day, it used to be the motorway roundabout, and this area used to be quite prone to traffic. I remember back in the day, I had an IA back on campus, and I said I'll leave home early. And I thought I left home early, but by the time I got to campus, people were leaving the hall. I failed miserably. Yes, all thanks to this place. But at the moment, I see quite a transformation. The facelift is amazing. I'm actually standing in the diamond of the place, and the traffic here is the situation has improved drastically. So the scene behind me is the Tema motorway. This diamond interchange is a variant of a diamond interchange where it's a 4-lane trunk road that connects the Tema motorway, the Tema Harbour Road, the Aplao Road, and then the Akosombo Road. So at the moment, you can tell for those going into Tema, they are facing a little bit of a hold-up just at the front of where the foot bridge is. You can tell, I don't know what's happening there, but there's a little bit of hold-up for them. And then for those who are leaving Tema, heading towards the motorway, going into town, for them, they are fine. You can tell they are just stopping at the traffic lights, and then once it gets on, they can go on their way and head wherever they are going. And then for those who are heading, whether they are heading towards Aplao, they can be going to Committee 25, they can be going towards Pong, wherever it is they are going from there. You can tell that side is also smooth as well. Basically, the situation here has improved drastically since the interchange was made, was constructed, and I must say I'm really thrilled this morning to be here. The situation is amazing. So for those who are coming into Tema right now, you can tell the traffic is flowing for them. They'll go and meet the hold up I'm talking about just at the front of them. But for now, it's flowing smoothly for them. And for those heading towards Afarawa, Akosombo and all that, for them you can tell the lane is quite free. There's no traffic, there's no hold up for them, there's nothing really going on for them. And then for those who are heading this way, you can tell there's a hold up for them. For those going to Tema and those who are come to use the lane and head down to Aplao, you can tell it's not for them. You can see it's just a white pickup at the moment. He is facing no traffic at all. He's just going to go smooth to his destination. And then for those coming from Ashama and all that, the Ashama roundabout and all, heading towards Tema or the motorway, you can tell there's a bit of hold up at the traffic light, but aside that, they are fine. So I am at the Diamond interchange itself, and I must say the traffic situation here, it's an improvement from what it used to be back in the day. This has been the rush hour edition for GTV Breakfast from Tema Station to this Diamond here in Tema. Back to you, Kafi, in the studios.
Oh, Jay, you blame your failure of an IAA on the traffic. I mean, Charlie, really? The traffic will cause the bomb where you bomb. Anyway, this show is good for confessions. You know, I've been talking about my Cantamanto confessions. Jay is talking about his exam failure confessions. And when he comes back, I'll teach him how to pronounce Aflao. It's not Aplau. Neither is it Aflao. Just imagine that you are blowing on a candle. That is, you want to just blow the air. So you do like that. See, do it with me. Everybody, all around the country. Aflaula, aflau, afenyomakin, afeku, afechi, aflau. Blow on the candle, romantic. We'll be back. Now I'm hungry. I'm going to eat some real food, and someone will come here and do the headlines. But before that, in Chin Chim, they'll take us to Aflau in other countries.
Yangayo, yes it would, yes it would, yes it would. Hey, I don't even talk to the toffee. I don't even talk to the toffee. If you more, oh the vita senora, oh no.
Good morning, everyone.
Bet you know what time it is.
Bet you know what time it is.
It's a classic production.
All right, it's
Live
a
inside
GBC. That's right. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay.
Thanks for staying with us. We are sitting down to look at some of the headlines. But just gone by, we've heard from Intintim Band. You can follow them on Instagram for more of such soothing music. We are looking into the papers in a minute. A quick acknowledgement to our sponsors: Awake Mineral Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. Thanks to Smoky World for my outfit. And I've been joined at the table by Madame Susan Edua Mankwa, and we'll be looking into the issues in the papers. And Susan, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy to have you join me. Susan is the Executive Secretary of the National Interest Movement, and because of your strong affiliation to Noguchi, perhaps I may start with the story on the vaccines. Yesterday, President Akufo-Addo met with Vice President of the United States, Madam Kamala Harris, and they had closed-door meetings. But before then, they met the press and they talked about how much more the U.S. was going to contribute to the COVAX facility, and one of the things was the U.S. was sending 1.3 million Pfizer vaccines to Ghana, and that is captured on the front page of the Ghanaian Times on page 17. And so let me quickly take a bit of that. Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris, has assured President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo that the United States will soon donate some 1.3 million Pfizer vaccines to Ghana. This is in addition to some 1.2 million Moderna vaccines received by Ghana on September 4, 2021 from the United States. And she made it known yesterday when she held bilateral talks with President Akufo-Addo at the White House with the aim of stringing the ties of cooperation and friendship that exist between the two countries. So that story captured in the Ghanaian Times on page 17. Susan, so we've got Moderna. First we got AstraZeneca, then we got Johnson & Johnson, then we got Moderna, now we are getting Pfizer. So our vaccine stock has improved, and also our vaccination numbers are expected to go up. How significant would the additional 1.3 million be to what we already have now?
Well, I mean, we expect to vaccinate 20 million people, or 20 million of our population, so anything helps. it's definitely in the interest of the Western countries and America to ensure that other parts of the world are safe also, because you know, these days travel is easy, you know, people are moving across borders and etc. And so it's important that to keep yourself safe, you must ensure that your neighbors and the world is also safe. So it is in their interest to ensure that you know, we are safe and that we are vaccinated, so that we don't keep the pandemic going. And so it's welcome. Definitely adds to the stock. We definitely need the stock. Now we need to ensure that people do come and get vaccinated. You know, my sister came from the US recently. She said, anywhere you go, they'll just vaccinate you. I mean, if you, as soon as you say it doesn't matter. I mean, we need to roll it out such that even here, community pharmacists, you know, you can enter a community pharmacy and get vaccinated. It makes people easier, because usually people, when they are ill or they have a headache, their first stop is not the hospital. It's the pharmacy, yes. So not the drugstore, a pharmacy, because we are offering, yes, a pharmacy, because we are offering pharmaceutical service. Okay. We are not just doing drugstore. Chemical license sellers are not by law to do any of that. So not a drugstore. Chemical license sellers, you may call them drugstore. In a pharmacy, you have a pharmacist, you have a professional that gives you pharmaceutical care and a service, okay? Not chemical sellers, they don't do that. They are supposed to sell OTCs. So they are not supposed to vaccinate. Pharmacists are being trained to vaccinate. In developed countries, pharmacists vaccinate. So you go to a pharmacy and they do that. And so for us to roll it out like that, we probably need to engage the community pharmacists even more, so that they can help in the vaccination process and not expect people just to walk to the clinic to it. It's easier to go to your community pharmacist and then get vaccinated. So that's it. But we must put the regulations in place so that we don't have unscrupulous people, you know, licensed chemical sellers doing the wrong thing. You understand? It must be done properly, and, you know, do the rules and enforce the rules that only qualified people must do that. You know, and then of course, our documentation. As in the past week, Britain has said that they won't recognize, you know,
the Indian.
It's not the India. It's not the vaccines per se. It has nothing to do with the vaccines. It has more to do with our documentation. You know, poor documentation. You know, so because of that, I mean, Britain says, oh well, I'm not, you know, going to recognize it, and it's really not to do with the vaccines. So that we should ensure that that message goes out and doesn't scare people to put them off the vaccines. It really has nothing to do with the vaccines. It has more to do with that documentation process, and we need to get our data so that if I get vaccinated and they scan my code, I should be able to see it. Anybody should be able to see it, that okay, yes, this person has been vaccinated, and it truly is. So we need to get that right. But otherwise, you know, we really need to go out there and get vaccinated. The anti-vaxxers will have all sorts of stories, but those of us who were initially vaccinated, we haven't grown horns yet, and we are not walking by light poles and lighting up the, you know, telephones are not ringing from our hands and stuff like that. So I think that we need to really get the message out there so that more people go and vaccinate, because at the moment we haven't vaccinated even 1 million people.
And other countries are even getting booster jabs,
yes.
Whilst countries, especially predominantly in Africa, struggle to even vaccinate a fraction.
Yes, I mean, in other countries, they are even giving incentives. I mean, a pharmacist colleague in Canada says they were giving gift cards for people to come and get vaccinated. And for them, because they have quite an amount of stock, it didn't matter. If one person came, they would open a vial and let's say, even if they had to discard it, you know. Here, of course, we don't have that largesse to say one person is coming in and so we're opening a vial and discard the rest. But we need to get people out there to go and vaccinate. We need to do more of the health education to let people realize that they're susceptible, you understand, and that, you know, it prevents them from getting serious COVID. And severe COVID has all sorts of, complications, okay, including death, of course. But, I mean, would you want to go through that hassle? So I think that it's important that we get the message out there for people to go and get vaccinated, because, I mean, presently, the number of people who have gone for their second vaccination is not even up to 1 million, and so we really must get the message out there.
Because December is only a couple of months
away. As for the 20 million in December, it's a pipe dream.
Even at that same conference, so at the UN General Assembly, the general impression that I picked was that we may not meet even the global target of vaccinating a certain percentage of the global population by the time that we have set for ourselves. But let me introduce our second member on the panel, Madame Ellen Amadeko, member of the NPP National Communication Team. Ellen, welcome. Good morning and happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Oh, aren't you ever young?
Oh, yes. I'm actually 39 today, so I want to say thank you to God most especially, and then of course to my father. It's not easy to have a daughter like me. And so 39 years of having me as a daughter, I am most grateful to you.
For putting up. But you've tuned into the world, so I'm sure you knew what to expect. The apple really falls very fast from the tree.
My case is a special case. He understands what I'm saying.
So here you are, and pleasant wishes to you. We've been talking about the fact that U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has promised another 1.3 million vaccines to Ghana, this time the Pfizer kind, and we're discussing how it will boost our local efforts to get at least 20 million people vaccinated by end of the year.
I don't believe we can do that by end of year, but I think we can go far. If we don't even reach the 20 and we can hit 12, 13, anything above 10 million.
Because we started in March.
Yes.
In September. September is almost about.
But remember, we started in March and we went for a long while without any of the vaccines because we're simply not getting it. So, yes, it's good to have ambitions. It's good to set targets. But I think I have to agree with Auntie Susan on this, that we might not hit the 20 million. Why we don't even hit the 20 million and we hit half of it, we are good to go. It means we can continue by next year. The important thing is that we get our population vaccinated. And I know from today, I've heard the Ministry of Health making all the announcements that people should start going out. And they are doing it in all regions of Ghana. So I know GBC, you have your reach in all regions of Ghana. So we plead with everybody that if you have not gotten it ever, please go get it. If you've also just gotten one dose of the AstraZeneca, go get your second dose. Some are lucky, they just got one dose, so they are done. Those of us who started, we got the double dose. We have gone for it, so please. And as Auntie Susan said again, we haven't grown horns, we are not dead. I believe for somebody like me, I was actually saved by the vaccine because I have underlying issues. I'm asthmatic. And along the line, I believe some symptoms I got that I felt were malaria. With the benefit of hindsight, I believe it could have been COVID. And I was sick because I was vaccinated. So if I wasn't, I'm sure I'll be singing a different story by now. By now, you'd have finished singing Abide With Me.
And we would have been celebrating our birthday.
Celebrating a birthday. So my condolences to everybody who has lost a loved one in this COVID fight. It's like we are gradually forgetting about them, but they are there. And it's really had a telling effect on some families. So it is not a funny thing. We've just forgotten about it. We are moving on. It's good to move on, but we should not forget where we are coming from. And all the efforts and the money we have put in as a people just to protect ourselves. I beg us. We need to get this done so that our borders can be opened. Our land borders is important. So please, all our people on the border line, I'm talking about those who share borders with Ivory Coast, with all the people on the border towns. We beg them, they should go take it. I know there's vaccine hesitancy, but let's talk to them. As I said, I have taken a full dose. I'm here. Auntie Susan has taken it. You have taken it. So when we take it, our lives will be easier for all of us, so that eventually we can all take away the marks and the emulsion, all the humidifiers filled with all manner of things that we are breathing. It's all to protect us.
And other countries are introducing stiff sanctions for persons who refuse the vaccines when they are made available to them. We've seen people in Rwanda saying civil service workers cannot go to work unless they've taken the vaccine. Do you foresee something like that happening once we get the number of vaccines that we want out there?
Well, we are pushing for herd immunity, and according to the health service, the herd immunity only hits the 20 million or so. When we hit the herd immunity, means if you haven't taken it, it will not affect the rest of us. I believe that is what it means. That
it protects also those who haven't taken it, because then
and the children.
We are breaking transmission, of the disease. So
I wonder where we are with vaccination of persons under 18 in our country.
We are not doing it.
Elsewhere, yes. Elsewhere, there are some that have been announced as safe for up to about 15-year-olds, or I think 12-year-olds, and studies are ongoing to vaccinate even younger ages. Where are we in Ghana on that? Would you know?
I don't believe we've started that, even though if you were 18 and you went to a vaccination, they would turn you away. I doubt it very much. They are not turning people away. Initially they were even saying 60 and above, and they were given certain categories, but people were in their 30s, 40s, they went and they were not turned away, which is the right thing to do, because people had made the effort to come. So I think that they will get there. The trials are ongoing. It doesn't end, and new information is coming out every day. So definitely, as more information comes out, then you can go to more vulnerable groups, you understand, and modifications of the vaccines will occur so that the younger groups will also be able to take it. So I think that it's ongoing. It's not, we're in a process. It's a work in progress. It's not going to be a one-time thing. I mean, there are even the speculations that the vaccines are going to become like the flu vaccine. Every time there's
a periodic jab.
So we are still working towards it, and I think that at this moment, the age groups that have said we haven't even finished with those people, they need to go out there and get vaccinated. Like I said, we haven't even vaccinated 1 million people in this country yet, and there are definitely people more than a million who are 18 and above. So we definitely need to go out there and get vaccinated, and then progressively we will get to the other yes.
So I think remember that pregnant women are also not.
Pregnant women are also exempt from the current vaccination.
So the rest of us should take it, so we protect.
So apart from pregnant women and persons under the age of 18, the vaccination drive is targeting all age groups across all sectors. You just need to arrive alive, as my international producer will say, at the vaccination center with a valid national ID card, in this case the Ghana card, and then you will be given the jab. If you received one jab AstraZeneca already in between March and April, and you're waiting for your second dose, this is an opportunity. Look out for the information on where to get vaccinated around your area, and be sure to go out there and get yourself vaccinated. Even after you've done that, comply with the protocols: mask wearing, social distancing, use of hand sanitizers, sneeze into a tissue paper and dispose it off correctly, maintain social distancing, and do all that, because that's how we all collectively become safe. And that's why we dedicate time from time to time to talk about the COVID-19 issues and adhering to the protocols. Ladies, over the past couple of weeks, one topic has dominated social media, and this week it has come into the papers, and it has to do with the issues surrounding the woman who was kidnapped in Takoradi and was pregnant when she was kidnapped, and she was found when she was not pregnant. And I wonder what thoughts are going through your head right now as as you followed the story from where it was announced that someone was missing, a pregnant woman in her 9th month, gone missing after her morning walk. She was found, huge sigh of relief. We had barely gone through the relief stage when we were hit with the news that, oh, medical officials said they had examined her and she's not pregnant. I'll start with you.
I don't even know where to start on this matter, because when I first heard it, I was like, Takradi again, you know, and it has to be women, because the Takradi girls, the girls. Now a pregnant woman, 9 months pregnant. So my initial reaction was like, oh God, not again. Then when the story, you know, I read it and I realized she went on an early 4:35 a.m. walk. That's when I started asking a few questions. That pregnant at 9 months. At least by God's grace, I can say I've been pregnant before. And so I put myself in her position. Why will I want to be out by 4:35 a.m.?
Maybe hers was the type that was very strong.
That's I mean, it's questions that I was asking myself. And then I understood that was everybody who is like me. I would not want to be out at any time. In fact, I wanted to sleep throughout. So people have their... So, and she went out alone in that state, because at 9 months, you are almost due. So why didn't anybody go with her? Why did they allow her to go? And then the police started their investigations. They brought her. And for this one, I think I have to actually, you know, congratulate the police for the constant information they gave us in the last 7 days. So they brought it, oh, we are here, we are looking for her, our men are on the ground. Then 2-3 days ago, we heard she has been found. I went like, hallelujah, thank God, at least not another woman dead. I barely finished, then the news started flying. And so when I saw her picture, I was like, but where's the baby bump? Where's the baby? Then it came that she said the kidnappers took the baby, or the baby had died. Then the conflicting story started. Then the whole thing went murky. And then the regional minister came to add that according to the test they had done on her, she wasn't even pregnant at all. And the bashing the regional minister received,
including calls for
it wasn't easy.
Resignation.
Yes, because people felt that, why would you say that? Until the police brought out yesterday morning, you know, they actually listed the order in which things happened. Then all of us went like, oh, is that so? So what would actually make a woman put the whole country, all of us, through the stress? What's going on with her? I don't want to blame her, because in this country, I had my first child 5 years after marriage. What I went through. Our society is a society that is not friendly to women in any way. So you make the mistake and you get married and you don't have a child in the first year of your marriage. The sort of stress, the sort of comments, the sort of teasing, I mean, everywhere, church, work, community, you can imagine. People see you now when you're now insensitive comments. You do not know what I'm going through. And they're much an adding. You know, and they say it in public, they say it everywhere, and they feel it is okay. What is even most annoying is when you go to a family member's outdooring. Now you mistake to go and pick somebody's child. You know what, dear? You'll be told. And so I can just imagine what would have pushed her to fake this. I totally understand her. And people are going forward. The family were angry. All of us are asking, why her weighing, what do we call it? The pregnancy antenatal records.
They said she took
they said she took it along on the walk. She left her phone at home, but she remembered to take her health insurance card and her antenatal book. I mean, seriously. The hospital where she was supposed to be going for the antenatal said...
advised that you should take your book with you everywhere.
At 5 a.m.
I won't claim to
and you leave your mobile phone. You leave your phone at home. But you remember to take your antenatal card and health insurance card at 5 a.m. For a walk. Alone.
More questions than answers.
Yes, and then what even the last bit that for me, I think the family, and I agree with the police that they have arrested people, is the fact that the regional minister's aide just came to say that they were able to call and ask for
ransom.
Her ransom.
1,000 cedis.
It started with 500.
And they increased it to 1,000. And I was asking on our social media trends, so ransoms.
So the woman, for me, I think it's good they have sent her psychological help. I've heard a psychologist have left her class.
Has been assigned to
her. We should find out her situation. She's 29, and I don't know how long she's been married, but as I said, our society, we are a very hypocritical society. We'll put you in a fix, and then we'll turn around and blame you. So I will not blame this woman for what she did, even though it's criminal, but I will not blame her because I've been through a bit of it. And as I said, you try 1 year without a child after marriage.
Susan?
I mean, I find the whole story a bit bizarre. Yes, I agree with her. I mean, the pressures on women and after they get married to have a child, and even the pressures on women who maybe are inching towards 40, and they'll tell you, oh, your biological clock is ticking. If you can't find a man, just find anybody and have a child with a person. So there's a lot of societal pressure on women to have children, and if you are newly married and you are young, you know, oh, hurry up and have a child, and you know, and things like that. So I can imagine that, you know, if that was the case, she could have pretended to be pregnant, and it's a psychological problem where there are phantom pregnancies all the time. You know, people, women who pretend to be pregnant, and you know, just to get away, and then they get to the point where they actually do believe that they are pregnant. So that happens. But you know, I find the whole case bizarre. Yes, I would have thought that the regional minister would not be the one to go announcing certain things and would have left the police. I heard his aide saying that, oh, he being the, you know, the regional minister, you know, he was concerned about the safety and wanted to calm fears, etc., you know, and stuff like that. And that's why he went ahead to pay the ransom, etc. And I was wondering, what did he pay the ransom out of his personal money, or he paid the ransom after sitting with the Red Sec and getting all sorts of security advice, and they saying that the ransom ought to be paid?
He said he gave it to the police.
Well, he says he's giving to the police. So, well, we don't know whether the police are yet to actually say whether they gave the money out.
In all the statements,
you know, we haven't heard whether the money was given out. But when I heard the ransom, first 500 and then 1,000, I don't know how he ended up giving 3,000. But you know, it's all part of some of these things where we also, as public figures, we want to look like we are doing something, you know, and we are doing some good thing, you know, or something like that, which sometimes is unnecessary because it muddies the waters and all sorts of things. Because you also heard that the family went on demonstration and also saying all sorts of things.
And the neighbors.
And the neighbors. Yeah, of course, they see the physical pregnancy. But medically, you can prove whether a woman has been pregnant or not. I mean, if she's 9 months and she's the baby has come, her breasts, you know, the uterus, you can feel it. There are many things. Her hormonal level would not have changed dramatically. I mean, you don't go from 100% to zero
when it comes to
pregnancy. That doesn't happen. You know, so there are so many medical things to actually prove that, you know, she may not have been pregnant.
Why would you? To what extent would you go to hold a whole country in suspense?
I think sometimes we don't, you know, if you're having a psychological problem, it's not about the whole country, it's about you. Okay. You know, it's about you. You're not looking beyond getting rid of the problems that you have. But, you know, I'm coming back to the issue. You see, the Takoradi girls issue brought a level of mistrust between the police and the community. And so when this happened, I can imagine how the community were gripped by fear that this is happening again. And of course, they see the lady coming and going. I mean, now you come and then you say these things. We should have handled it with a certain level of sensitivity. You understand? I hope that, and this does not derail the police-community relations. You understand? Because policing needs community support. You get it. Look, when what's her name, CID Tiwa, came to say that they had found the girls, etc. You know where the girls are, and then now the girls come and they are dead. I mean, can you imagine that when you raise false hopes like that, and then they are dashed so cruelly? You get it. You break trust. You know. What was it about? Was it to further her own ends and things like that? That relationship between the police, in the first place, the police were not so proactive when the girls things happened. And, with this happening, you can imagine it bringing up all sorts of feelings. You get it. And so I can understand why the community are enraged. You get it. And so we have to tread with more sensitivity towards this issue, so that the police community relations is not destroyed any further, because we need each other. Right. The police must need the community, and the community needs the police to be there. So I think that going forward there must be more, I don't know how to put it, the language must be more sensitive, must be more gracious. The community, people must be tasked to speak to the community about it, to explain. Maybe if they could get doctors they trust. In every community, there are doctors that are trusted to explain that, you could have these kind of pregnancies where people are so, mind over body. Her mind is that she's pregnant and she has faked it for so long. It become a reality, and it looks like a reality to everybody else. So we need to work towards it, but I think that it should also be resolved as quickly as possible. It's dragged for too long. If you want healing to happen, the issue should not drag, and so there should be solution. Resolution to it as quickly as possible so that it doesn't drag. So 3 are already in police custody, and even the victim herself is now a suspect, and I understand that her mother is also assisting police with investigations. So we wait to see what the outcome of that story would be. In the Daily Graphic, Susan, if you could pass me that paper, there's a dominant story on the train shuttle bouncing back in October next month, but there's also a story in the top corner talking about winning the fight against Galamsey, and it's in Galamsey fight yields results. Bia Tano Rivers clear up, captured by the Daily Graphic, and the story is on page 13. So the report is saying, just a sec, the Tano and Bia rivers in the western north region, which were massively polluted through the activities of illegal miners, have started regaining their natural state. The rivers, which are turned milky brown with high turbidity because of Galamsey activities, are now clearing up and gaining back their natural color. This came to light when the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Abuja, visited the river basins to check the current state of the river. So the clearing up of the rivers follows the government's sustained fight against illegal mining, which has seen the deployment of the Operation Halt team to weed out Galamsey operators from water bodies. And we are seeing some of the pictures on our screens right now. The state of some of the rivers, quite exciting, I should say, to see some positive results, and I wonder if you share in my excitement. I'll start with you, Susan. Well, what we have to realize that it's a war. It's a war. Now, in the war, there'll be many battles, and so if we are winning a few, so we've won this battle. Maybe, but not the war. We haven't won the war yet. You understand? We have to look at it long term. That it's a war, and it has to be sustained. And we have to strategize and be changing strategy as we go on, you understand, to ensure that we get the results that we want. But Yes, we can celebrate some of the victories that we have, the small wins that we have. And if the water is clearing up, yes, maybe it's clearing up in terms of the silt, etc., etc. Now we have to do the testing, the integrity of the water, and then look at whether life is coming back into the river. So it is not just enough to look at it physically in terms of, it's looking clear. Is it habitable? Are we getting back life into it? And then we're happy, but it's a cautious happiness.
Cautious optimism.
Cautious optimism. Yes. There's more to it than just that.
Okay. Recently, on the holiday, 21st of September, which was Memorial Day, and the team was also in the Western region, and even the mysterious river that Kwame Nkrumah allegedly bathed in or used some water from there to touch parts of his body and ablution and all that. We are told that it's suffering from the effects of galamsey. So it's a black river which has now become brown because of the activities of some of these illegal miners. Is it a step, like Susan is saying, a battle won, but it was still raging?
Well, this galamsey fight has cost my government a lot of seats because we stuck by our guns that we really fight it. So in the 2016 elections, if you look at the results, we did lose almost all the seats in the galamsey areas because by nature, human beings do not like change. Things that they do get easy, they don't like to change it. Unfortunately, what they were getting easy was killing all of us. But it got to a point, the Konyako water treatment site for the water, Ghana Water Company, came out to tell all of us that they cannot, under the present circumstance, treat water for us again, because it is costing them about 10 times as much to treat the water because of all the issues that went on with it. I remember all the backlash that came for burning the excavators and the insults, and everybody was a victim. Everybody who was near, including National Women Organizer and all the issues that went with it. So it's been a very expensive and tough war that we are still fighting. I'm excited that at least the results are showing. These two rivers are clearing up, but the other rivers are still not good at all. In fact, in certain places, the people have returned. So the minister, in the last few weeks, I have seen have changed his tactic, or he has adopted a new strategy. As she said, it is a war, so we have to adapt a new strategy. If you've realized, he's engaging with the chiefs, he's engaging with the regional ministers, he's engaging with the people there to talk to them, for them to understand the reason why we all have to get involved and stop the mining in our water bodies. Other forms of mining have not been banned, but mining in the rivers, that one, I totally agree with the government on everything that they are doing to stop it, because the water is for all of us. It's not just for all of us, it's for our children. And you're not going to tell me that it is now that Ghana we have realized that we can mine. Ghana started mining some 400, 500 years ago. That's why we're called Gold Coast. Our fathers and grandfathers did not mine in the river. They knew the reason why they didn't mine in the river. Why are we, in this generation, why do we want to mine in our river? So for me, I agree with her that it is a war we are fighting.
This is the Ankobra River.
It's
and
not
we took these videos
so
recently when we went to Nkrofo.
That is on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Good. So as much as
this is Ankobra Western region, and look at the state that the water is in. So we are drawing the minister's attention to
the minister,
Ankobra River.
Aware.
I'm sure he's very much aware. Honorable Jinapo, this is Ankobra River. We are bringing it to your attention once again, as we are sure you already know. And if there are extra steps to be taken to make Ankobra the next Bia or tunnel to also start clearing up, then we would be winning another battle In
fact, when you get to the estuary where the estuary where Ankoba joins the sea, your heart will break. Because you see this muddy water just joining the sea, and all that portion where the sea begins is muddy. I mean, and you know, that kind of, and estuaries have all sorts of wildlife that you will not find in the sea, neither will you find in the main body of river. Can you imagine the species we have killed? You understand, with our poverty, with our greed, you know, with all sorts of things. But like I said, you know, in this fight, strategy must change, but there must also be retribution. Yes, people must be punished. There must be retribution, and the retribution of all who have benefited illegally from this, because in that retribution there's also a healing of all of us, you know, in terms of you did it, you didn't do it just for against the community, you did it, like she said, against all of us, right. And not just us now, but our future generations. And so there definitely must be punishment in it for people who have connived and by acts of omission and commission ensured that this has happened.
But before we finish on this, let me once again, you know, congratulate the minister for what he's doing. It's not an easy job for a young man. And for just coming into the position, and this is what he's met with, and the sort of fights he's been fighting, and the sleepless nights, the up and downs, it's a tough job. I believe he's doing his best. Let us all do what we can to help him, because it's not just for him as a person, it's for all of us. Can you imagine if we lose all our water bodies? In the next few years, we'll be importing water.
That's not a good thought. That's not a good thought. So the fight against Galamsey, small battles won, the war not near over in any manner or form. But we'll shelve that conversation now that we brought the minister's attention again. As we know, he's already aware. We've just reiterated the point that Ankoba also needs urgent attention. Other stories that we are going to touch on today, Sam Okudzeto tackles Okudzeto Ablakwa over presidential travels. It's captured in the Ghanaian Observer, and the story is on page 9. A quick glance to member of the Council of State, Mr. Sam Okudzeto, says the constant attacks on President Akufo-Addo over the course of his travels is not productive for the country. According to him, the citizenry spends more time criticizing the travels rather than looking at the benefits derived from them and their impact on the country. And so that's what he, the honourable member of the Council of State, Mr. Sam Okudzeto, has said. I'll start with you, your impressions about this, on this matter, Ellen. Are we spending too much time criticizing the president?
For me, I've said this, and I'll say it again. We do not expect our president to be traveling with a boboya or bicycle when he's going outside country, outside Ghana, or even in Ghana. We expect him to travel with an aeroplane to go do the job that we have given him to do. There was a question earlier about why he was using a chartered flight or something, and the National Security Minister or the Finance or whichever minister came to give the reasons why he's not using the other planes that he's using. I don't want to go into that story. We've gone over it all these years. Whatever might be the case, I believe that problem with the old jet hasn't been sorted out. If it had, he would have gone back to using it. So this whole brouhaha about us, every time he travels, are we going to talk about it like this? Instead of looking at why he traveled and the reason why he went and what we have gained out of it. I agree with Mr. Sam Okudzeto, but we are wasting too much energy and time over this matter. For me, I believe the NDC, and in this particular instance, smaller Okudzeto, he's bored, honestly. He is bored, he doesn't have anything to do with his time. That is why he consistently goes on this matter, because you've been at it. and the answers you want you have been given. I don't see why you go at it again. So is he going to be doing this every time the president travels? Sure. Then he has a lot of work to do. Okay. So Susan, for me, I totally agree with the member of the Council of State that we need to move on. We need to decide whether we are going to get a plane for ourselves as Ghanaians and leave this matter, because for some of us it's turning into an age-old.
Your thoughts on this?
Well, I am loving Okudzeto Ablakwa for his tenacity. It is his job as in opposition to ensure that the promise of keeping the purse strings tight and looking after the public purse is adhered to. You understand? And if he has to criticize every time there's frivolous expenditure and profligate expenditure, he should. I love his tenacity. He should continue. And as for Mr. Samuel Okudzeto, I respectfully disagree. We decide what we want to talk about. It's his opinion. It's his opinion that we are wasting time discussing it. It is our taxpayers' money, and if we want to discuss it, we have the right to discuss it. And if we want to discuss it every day, we have the right to discuss it every day. He pays tax, I pay tax, and I feel that if my tax is not being used beneficially, how can he decide to say that I shouldn't talk about it? Look, I don't think the issue is about the president traveling. Nobody is, I don't think that I've heard Okudzeto Ablakwa say that the president shouldn't travel. What he's saying is that there are less expensive ways to travel, and that he need not get himself a luxury jet to travel and all that expense. And that 10 million for 3 trips is way too much. And I don't see why that should be a problem. It is for them to justify why that the president needs to bath in the skies. I mean, really. I mean, and then, you know, the Council of State, when they do some of these things, they allow some of us to scorn them, and we would rather they would maintain a dignified silence than do these things.
Ladies,
look, I'm not done. A quick one. I would think that as a Council of State, they will probably come out and talk about the figures, the whys, the wherefores, and give us a proper justification why this expense is there. Then instead of come to say that we are spending needless time discussing it. I mean, really, things that have to do with money coming out of my pocket, that I think that can be used for a fight against Galamsey, can be used for other things. And look, the president can travel. Yes, it's important. He needs to go and maybe put in a word or two and things like that for us to get to that. But if we look at some of the countries that have developed, the Chinas of this world, they didn't start off with traveling everywhere. And as for traveling, yes, they sat in-house and decided some of the
things. I'm sure you have a lot more to say if they gave us an extra few minutes.
So please, more grease to his elbows. Anytime the man travels,
he's bored. And he doesn't have anything.
Let him be bored. Let him be bored. Even if it is boredom, he's doing that. Then he should continue to be bored, so that we know how much the president is spending, and the kind of frivolous expenditure he's doing, just to come and say that we should look at what the benefits.
Susan,
we haven't seen the benefits. What benefits are we seeing?
Executive Secretary, National Interest Movement, sharing her thoughts on the president's travels with us. Thank you so much, Susan, for honoring the invitation once again. And of course, Ellen Amadeko, member, NPP National Communications Team. Today, your 39th birthday. Look at the screen.
Today, I refuse to be. Oh, thank you. I refuse to be
ruffled. Happy birthday to you. From all of us at the...
Yesterday was my husband's birthday, so you missed him by a day.
Almost twins, almost twins. So this is from the team to you, Anna. We honor you today. We acknowledge your strong contributions to the conversations we have on this table, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Every Temasco person was to wish you nothing but the best.
Yes.
So
thank you very much.
In pleasant places for
Amen.
You.
Thank you, ladies.
Well, last one. Today is World Pharmacist Day, so I wish all pharmacists a beautiful day. They said
and
the pharmacist
has dedicated a pool out to pharmacists.
Yes.
So check that out. And World Pharmacist Day. Congratulations to all our pharmacist, and we have done the headlines. So let me quickly acknowledge Awake Mineral Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. You partner us to bring this program to all our lovely viewers across the country, and you can play games and yank yourself out of that bored place you may find yourself in by joining mybet.africa.com now. You enter a bonus code GTV and you get a bonus to play more games, virtual soccer, my bet league, spin to win, drops and wins, and so much more. You have a 100% money back guarantee for the first lost bet you place after making a deposit. Join the truly Ghanaian home of betting now. mybet.africa, the home of betting. And whilst you're betting, remember to keep your channels glued to Lifestyle TV, because exciting things are about to happen. Lifestyle TV, which is one of GBC's TV channels, is premiering an interesting new series called Two Hearts on the 4th of October. It's a series you do not want to miss. So many lessons in there. Two women from completely different backgrounds just happen to meet coincidentally, and they explore ways that they can help each other's lives. One person is poor, one person is rich. Can the money help the poor person get what they want? And can a life or a day in the life of a poor girl help a rich person better appreciate what the other side has to go through? What does it mean for the love lives of the two ladies involved? So there's a lot of love. It's a romantic comedy, a lot of love to go around on that series. We'll be watching it. Myself, Valerie, and Kath will be watching it. We'll be monitoring it keenly. And there will be a chat room where we can talk about all the stuff that Mona did and Lisa didn't do. And Tabayoyo is kicking people, Mr. Action Man, knocking things up and down. It's been transcribed into the Tree dialect for you, so it should not be too hard for you to follow it, even if you have not had a lot of formal education. And if you have had education in Tree, or you're learning the Tree language, this is an opportunity for you to sharpen your skills as well. And we are excited here at GBC to bring that series. I think we should look at the trailer once again, just so you know exactly what we have in store for you. Put the date down, save the date, 4th October 2021. The channel is Lifestyle TV. You don't want to miss it. And we are talking about it. GTV Breakfast is the hashtag to follow. We are creating a new hashtag called #2hearts, #Lifestyle TV. You don't want to miss it. And we'll be back to continue the program. You don't want to miss what we have next coming up for you. Stay with us. We'll be back.
From 2021 to 2021, the journey to our centenary has been amazingly worthy. Azar Group is 100 years and continues to achieve greatness.
Main brands which were in the company are Azar Tex, which is an emulsion paint, texture paints, which we were the first people to produce it in Ghana, and Azar Gloss, which is oil paint. So we were the first people to produce the carpenter's glue. Now we have new products like silicone paint.
Join Azar Group celebrate 100 years and to create another brilliant 100 years together.
And they call me UJ. When you need a shoulder to cry, run on my pumping, so we try was suicide. Let bygone be bygone. I didn't see what the bottom gonna do, we go straight to stardom. I'm gonna take you to the next level. My baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Energy like a boom.
wrote originally.
Okay.
And then we had the opportunity to minister on the symphonic, like the night where gospel met orchestra. So the key's going to be high, but I'm going to work it.
Okay, so here we go. So here we go, guys. Here we go, guys.
Empona beso weni ejana media mintunyum ben nebeye wasumu de ejami de mi hunyina beba for yamawo akese mi awdia na mi awdidi bia ejan semi yisi kanswa sikane dwitenyina friu ho intimacy nani eja udina sidanka odumfo udina yeyinka tatechi udina insiranka udina ntuntumunka udina sidanka udina nidiese uye Calvary kunim difwe. Why yeah you're in That's it. That's it. Them go man where I didn't
Charlie.
The man is so accurate. A man singing now every say oh yo wura the chin and him binti sono oh yeah tisi nami.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's some serious vocals, man. Some serious
Actually,
vocals.
I'm tired, so they'll get a better one some other time.
Charlie.
Since I'm breaking my voice. Like
No, we'll get the better one in December.
Definitely. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Yes,
that.
sir.
Okay, so how are you fusing gospel music and the orchestra? Do they serve as backup? Tell us the whole thing. Symphonic music. Tell us what the whole thing is about. For those of us who are being introduced to it for the first time.
All right, sure. Well, first of all, I would like to say that symphonic music was an idea to create a platform for gospel musicians, you know, to experience a new form of music, interspersed with orchestra and then the, you know, the normal traditional band stuff that we know already. So we decided to create something that will fuse both orchestra and then the normal band, you know, that we know. And this production came up by one of us, like a partner of ours, Alfred. And then, you know, when he brought up this idea, we did some demos and we introduced it to the gospel artists that we have around. And they were all interested. They all came on board.
Right.
They all supported it. And together on the 27th of December 2020, we staged this event at the Bukom Arena and was powerful. It even went beyond our expectation.
Okay, we'll talk about the main event. But for you as a gospel artist, what was the experience like fusing the two, or was it easy for you?
Personally, that was the first time I ministered with the orchestra ensemble. Yeah, and I believe that we were giving them a hybrid, something hybrid. You know. In school we learned of alloys, you know, where, you know, we take the characteristics of both two metals and then we mesh them. So we have the characteristics of both, you know, in one. You know, so we take copper and zinc, we have brass. You understand? So when you take brass, you have all the characteristics in copper and in zinc. So the same way we try to present our viewers, or better our listeners, with something hybrid. So someone who loves orchestra would hear contemporary gospel and would want to, you know, yeah, because there's something I love in there. You know, I think that was the main idea.
Okay,
you know,
so what was the, because you guys organized the event, what was the feedback you got?
So from most of our guests, it was first genuine surprise and genuine like appreciation for what we had created, because as we said, it's something very different, something that hasn't been done before. So most people were very pleased with the experience. As we said, it was our first time. We didn't anticipate such a crowd, but we had almost 1,000 guests at our show, and this was just after COVID, just when we were settling down with it. So people were very happy about it. People were like, when is the next show? We want to buy tickets. Where are you still doing it here? So the response was very positive, and we're also pleased as a team.
We have
Except so.
Yeah, this is except from last year's event.
Yeah.
Okay. But the interesting thing about this is that the videos, the performances by the various artists were recorded live.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
And now you're looking to sell those and to use the money for. Now let's talk about what exactly is happening. Okay. Yes. So here, Mami, this is where you come in.
Right. So something that's very unique about our show is that we also recorded the music live as the event was happening. And so now we've launched our album, which happened on the 20th of this month. And then you can find them on all the digital and streaming platforms such as Apple, iTunes, Boomplay, to mention a few. So now we are pushing the album because we want people to see.
What's the title of the album?
Symphonic.
Just Symphonic.
Know more about the album, so you can follow us on Symphonic Music on Instagram, and then you would learn more about the various artists that featured on the album.
Okay.
But just to mention a few, we had Kofi himself, we had Jometa, as you've seen, we had Dunsin Oyinkan from Nigeria, we had MOG Music, we had Akesi Bimpong. So these are some of the artists that we have on the album. There are 13 songs on the album at the moment. Yes. So apart from the music, you also have the videos which you can watch on YouTube as well.
Okay. The proceeds going anywhere? It's going straight to the artist. Hey.
Okay, let me talk. Very often when people hear about you selling music, the first idea that comes into mind is that, oh, these people are going to make money. But you see, the thing about Symphonic is that we have to keep this vision going, and these proceeds are what is going to support this vision. And also, I mean, we are not just looking at symphonic events come December. We also want to do something for the community in which we are organizing the event. And so we call it Symphonic Health Festival. So some of these proceeds are all going to be used for those stuff.
Right. Okay, dokes. So what are we to expect from this year's event? What's going to be different from last year?
So when you look at the production of last year, most people even ask, was this done in Ghana?
Yes.
Like the quality of the production. So this year, expect bigger and better when it comes to stage, lighting, design, and the whole experience that we're going to bring to our audience. Also, we don't want to tell people who's coming this year just to get you interested. So if you follow our page,
Kofi's on there.
Yes, he is there for sure. He's a founding member, so he's there for sure. But we don't want to tell everybody yet who's coming. So just if you don't mind, you can go on our page and let us know who you would want to come this year. Just share.
Where do we find you on social media?
Yeah, Symphonic Music.
Symphonic Music.
Instagram.
On
Instagram.
On Instagram.
And on Facebook.
YouTube, Twitter.
Okay. Last before we wrap up, Kofi, what was it like for you?
It was humbling, because when you look at that lineup, you know, having to be on the same stage with my big brother. I actually do BB for Joe Metal too, you know, until recently. I kind of backed off a little bit. So it was humbling for me, and then as I said, the first time ministering with the orchestra, you know, the music was full. If a musician says the music is full.
The first time you had to, when you were rehearsing, before your event, when you were rehearsing, what was the one thing that struck you as strange or exciting?
The way they were able to keep up with that rhythm, you know, because we're playing some songs. My song was quite slow, you know, rhythmically, but songs like Joe Metal's song on this album is a fast high life song, sort of, and how the orchestra they could keep up with the rhythm and all of that. I was really amazed, and it's something to behold.
Right. I wish this conversation could go on so we could know more about symphonic music. Where do we find you on social media, streaming forms again, dates, anything else we want the viewers to know?
Okay, so in terms of the dates for this year's event, everybody should mark their calendars for the 27th of December. And the details about ticketing, venue, and who will be coming will be out soon. So just follow our social media platforms, which is Symphonic Music on Facebook and Instagram. And then you can also find us on YouTube.
And then where we find the music for last year's event, where we find the videos,
so
where to
all
buy
the
them.
streaming and digital platforms, for example, Boomplay, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify.
Right. Thank you, lady and gentlemen, for passing through. We're wishing you success as usual. You're still locked on GTV Breakfast. We are live. You can catch us on all the social media networks, and we're taking a quick break.
Live from GBC Studio 1. This is the Breakfast.
And they
Come to Ghana, learn new ways, be innovative in your transaction.
Come join us for the first ever African Real Estate Conference.
Coming live from the capital, this is the Breakfast Show.
Oh yeah.
you're my day for me, put it on my bare body. Nothing to be Elohim. Separate the soul and the spirit from you. Gotta take me heavy. 21-17. My head is me. My dear, the devil is liar. Girl, I see we got you. Everything will concern you. Concern me. Psychiatry. Cannot delete. Girl, I see we got you. Everything will concern me. Pop the question and gas on you. My melodies is right in you. That I want you to know. Yeah, my darling, I dare you. Pop the question and gas on you. I go fight you. I go fight you. I go fight for your love. Fight for your love. Fight for your love. I play my question. Intimity can go do. And you play my slow. Babusia, you get drunk. Time no day for me to waste. Come and test what I'm in now. All day man for just the pray. But me I don't know. He said, I saw go on the other. So I know they will fight. I saw go on the other. Me I know they give chance. I saw go on the other. So I know they will stand. I saw go on the other. Me I know they give chance. TV Pacific to Bata, Dubai, and I'm a contact. Oh, I told the dear 7, I'm an American. Almost a mother, I go to Baba. Sometimes I feel, Pinaka, make a hotel. That's what make I, baby, I'm a friend. A crying wapa, so don't chill. Time no day for me to waste. Fuck, I just want me now. All day, man, for just the pray. But me, I shall remember. He said, I saw one, you want so I know they waste time. I saw one, you want me, I know they give chance. I saw one, you want so I know they waste time. I saw one, you want me, I know they give chance. I push shadow my brother. I push shadow my sister. I push shadow my brother. Push shadow my sister. Come on.
I need some keyboards under me while I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? Some keyboard for day and that. And they play some small keyboard for me. Vom, 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 vom. Keep playing. It's the thing of enemies of progress. The man is enjoying the vibe. But no worries. We'll get you at the right time. Blay will come and take everything to the next level. You're watching GTV Breakfast. My name is Kaf, and we're going into the streets because Alan has something to show you this morning. By the way, how are you pronouncing your aplau? Are you pronouncing it well? I gave you a national assignment. Pronounce it well. Alan, are you there? And if you are there, let's find out exactly what's happening on the streets. Well, he's not there. I could have played my music, you see. So let's just get some message for you on Twitter. So I asked, what are the popular destinations as far as second-hand outlets are concerned in this country? And they say there's Sunday Glamour and Ofos Line in Town. Sunday Glamour. All right, nice one. Sunyani, they say Sundays on the street. That's where they do the second-hand stuff. All right. Kant was the place to be back in the day. Not able to pay my dues recently, though. Charlie, you've gone up. When people go up, they don't go to Cantamanto again. They start with boutique. But before boutique, there was Cantamanto. Before Cantamanto, there was bend down boutique. You know, the one where you bend down. And if your waist is not good, you have a problem. Agomani. And see for yourself. Agomania. Where is it? Agomania? Agomania. I think there's a big second-hand market in that area as well. I just miss my days of going to Cantamanto and selecting, you know, your first selections. Yeah. The shoes. The jeans, man. The jeans. Stonewash. The guy. Alan, talk to me, man. Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Hello, Kafi. Welcome to the National Center for National Culture. which is normally or commonly referred to as the Art Center. A bit of background, this culture center was built in, established in 1961 under the Osagifo government. And in 1968, it was changed from being the National Center for National Culture to National Culture Center. And then in 1989, it was again amended or reorganized under the PNDC Law 239, and then the whole thing was decentralized. And so we didn't have the national center in Accra, but we had a regionalized cultural centers, which is why you have two most vibrant ones between Kumasi and Accra. These guys have been here for all these years. From 1961, they have plied their trade here. There are three different sessions. You have the producers or the manufacturers, and then you have the retailers, and then also you have the middle market persons who all do business here. And landmarks around me, to my left, is the Kwame Nkrumah Museum or Mausoleum, and then the John Evans Mills Highway runs right in front from it, and then you have also the Accra High Court complex. There is an existing association at this particular place. Unfortunately, these guys are facing eviction or some relocation to make way for the Marine Drive, which is currently fast upcoming. If you have the benefit of the eye in the sky, what you see currently is our eye in the sky racing up towards the Marine Drive to bring you the entire Marine Drive project currently ongoing. We didn't have some clearance to actually go close to it, and so we cannot film from it. That's why the eye in the sky is bringing us that. But the shoreline you see to your left is a heap of sand, part of the Marine Drive project, and that is currently fast ongoing. Because the men who ply their trade here are being evicted, and there is a certain sense of loss and apprehension because they don't know whether it's today or tomorrow, or even when they're going to be brought back here, because they're told their eviction is only temporary to make way for the Marine Drive. We were here to speak to some of the members of the association who have agreed to speak to camera. I'll bring one of the representatives on. Joseph, his name is. He speaks in one of the northern languages, and so I will engage him partly in that, and possibly for the benefit of those who don't understand that language, we would have to revert the English language just so that we can get it on. Join me here, Joseph, please. And so Abelika Langwane
Joseph Ayelgasa Kalala.
All right, good. Kalala. Thank you very much, Kafi. I've just engaged him with exchanging pleasantries for the benefit of the those who don't understand the language. I will switch to the English language just so we can get our interview flowing. Joseph, we're told, even though you've been here the longest, first of all, tell me how long you've worked here.
Well, I've been here since 1986.
1986, even before the decentralization under the PNDC law. You're facing eviction. How is that going, and what do you know about that?
Well, first of all, I think we were told that they were going to relocate us to a place called Kakudi, where they will build, they will put up shops for us to relocate temporarily. In fact, when we had a meeting with the Marine Drive, the handlers of the Marine Drive project, but at that meeting, we were not told that it was going to be temporary. They said they were going to relocate us there, and then when the market is rebuilt here, those who can afford will then come back and have their places. So for now, that is what I know. And this meeting we had, I think it's about the last meeting that we had with them is about 3-4 years ago. We've never had any encounter with them. We don't had any interaction with them, and nobody's telling us anything.
Joseph, if you have to leave this place, do you have any idea, perhaps timelines, as to when you're going to come back, and what will be the return arrangement?
Well, even first of all, with our relocation to Kaku, that has not even been discussed with us properly, because we've not had a plan of evacuation or whatever, and we also don't know when exactly we are leaving here, let alone even talk of when we will be coming back. So that is an information that is very scarce to us. And I must say that in the absence of information flow, I mean, it gives room for perception or speculations. So all that we hear is hearsay.
Right. Would you tell us how this is going to affect your business, given that you have a lot of young men who work from here? Apart from you, the producers, you have those who does the retail on your behalf. How is that going to affect your market?
It's really going to have a tool on our market because, for instance, relocating to a new place, for instance, would take a time for you to get organized, and that would definitely affect our sales. And by affecting our sales means that the number of people that we employ would also be affected. So definitely it's going to affect our business. It is going to affect the sort of job that we provide here.
First, I didn't actually ask you, but let me take you back. I see a lot of your members behind you this morning to support you. What is your role on the association?
Actually, I'm a member of the Greater Accra Art and Craft Dealers Association, and then currently I'm the acting president of Handicraft Association Ghana. Handicraft Association Ghana is an association of all handicraft players who come together to make sure that we advocate for the well-being of the Ghanaian handicraft man.
Wow. Thank you very much. As you have heard him speak to us, Joseph is his name. Unfortunately, the apprehension is to do with how information flow is so bad. They don't know if they are moving today or tomorrow, and they're not sure if they will fit into the Kudi market, and if they have to come back, what the arrangements will be. This has been Keep an Eye at the Accra Arts Center, and this is GTV, hashtag GTV Breakfast. Back to you in the studio, Kafui.
Thank you very much. I wish you could have told me how to say thank you in the language that you spoke. You didn't even tell us what language it was. We'll find you when you come back here. But thank you very much for that very informative report from the Art Center. Reading comments on Facebook, I destroyed somebody's name and I have to come back and then review it. I called him Effort Destiny Flavor. It's not Flavor, it's my eyes. It's Fiave. So he came back to me and said, Charlie, you destroyed my name, and I had to redeem myself. So thank you very much, Effort Destiny Fiave, for your comments about our show. We are happy to have your eyeballs on this network. Kwame Usuman says, is it possible to know the person hacking my phone? Well, it isn't. So you have to be careful. Be careful with your password. And as DK Cyber said, treat your password like you treat your undies. Okay? For those of you who don't wear undies, that you're on your own. Okay? I can't help you there. All right, more comments. More comments here. We'll be going for another pretty soon. Enjoying the music very much from Inchin Chim. It's having a therapeutic effect. Yes, there was music with the gospel symphonic / combination. And then Jedu Play Amway will be giving us great music again pretty soon. So you keep your comments coming in, hashtag GTV Breakfast. Let's go to Jay now, who has another report from us on the streets. Jay, good morning. Where art thou at this moment?
Good morning, Calvin. I'm at the Accra motorway this morning. So, you remember this whole month of September on the hashtag GTV Breakfast has been one we've dedicated to the founding Vice President of our nation, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Indeed, this past Tuesday, the team was there to bring us stories from his hometown in Crawford. And before he passed, he left us a number of legacies, some that are still standing to this day, including where I am at the moment. So, spanning approximately 20 kilometers, this area was fashioned after the Autobahn in Germany, and it was purposed to link major cities and towns in the country. So this morning we're here to highlight a particular situation that has riddled the motorway for a particular period of time. You realize there is a small pothole just behind me, and if you think, I'd like to introduce you to the crater which is right in front of me. So this pothole here causes a lot of traffic, and it causes havoc for road users as well. So you realize that when cars get here, they have to slow down for a while before they can go down. And if you're not familiar with the road, you might cause an accident. So this is not the only one on the motorway. There are a number of one on the motorway at the moment. I happen to have with me this morning one of the regular road users of the motorway, Mr. Jonathan Addo. He wants to tell us, he also experienced something just yesterday, and he would like to tell us exactly what happened. he stays in Dawina, and he saw us here this morning, and it's parked directly behind us, and he wants to tell us what happened to him yesterday. So good morning, Jonathan, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
So what your experience was, what happened to you yesterday?
Yes, yesterday a very dramatic incident happened in here. I was actually on top speed getting close to this portal, and I realized that the gentleman who was driving in front of me quickly applied some very strong brakes. And for me, I knew this was here because I've been using this every day. However, what I realized was that the brakes was applied so abruptly that I had to also apply so much strong brakes. And what happened to me was that the speed with which I was, coming on the motorway was so much so that I had to, out of my way, apply my brakes like never before. You could actually hear the screeching of my car tires. And I had to take the intervention of God for me not to hit the gentleman in front of me.
Thank you so much. I'm sure you're on your way somewhere. Thank you for giving us that update. So you can just drive or wherever you're going and have a good day. So he's one of the regular road users of the road who told us what exactly happened to him yesterday. And that we are seeing, or as I said earlier, this on the moon, not here on the planet. You realize it causes a lot of traffic behind, and you can tell for those who are coming from Tema using this side of the road, you realize that this is the situation for them. Who believe they are smarter than every road user and would like to use the shoulders of the road. So the police, one of the policemen who was riding around this morning, says they will come back and they'll arrest all those who do all these things. And you realize at the moment when we are standing right now, right in front of us, there are a few potholes, and there are some commercial vehicles also who ply their trade here, who also stop and pick up passengers. This also doesn't aid the situation because it also creates some kind of accident situation. Because behind me are also, you realize there was an incident earlier. We don't know how long it was, but you can tell that for road commuters to use this road, it's really easy for every that at this occasion. So the guardrail is completely off. So this morning we just to the road users as quickly as possible. Of course, like 1 city 50%.
All right. So thank you very much, Jay. Reporting live from the Tema motorway where he introduced us to some craters in the road. I think the operative word this morning is apply, because that man, the number of times he applied or tried to apply his brakes, and he have just gone straight to the point. In Ghana, we talk of at once brake, or Apache brake, like that, We're glad that by the grace of God, he survived to tell the story. But be very careful on the motorway. This legacy project needs to be maintained. It's not acceptable to have these holes in the middle of the road. You can't be looking for holes while you're driving. So thank you very much for that report. Jay. We're going straight into our conversation on loan scams. So you have fake hair, fake nails, fake news, and now fake loans. And happily, IOCO, which is the Economic and Organized Crime Office, is on the case, and they are bringing to you some public education about messages like this one. I'm not a public service worker, but these are the messages that some of my friends sent to me. I want to read one to you. Affordable loan in less than 1 hour with a rate of 1.2%. Early settlement is allowed, not allowed, allow, without penalty, charges, and have 3 months grace period. Kindly call, they give you the number. And I understand these messages come in seriously on Sundays, when everybody's resting at home, watching football, or eating fufu. Call or WhatsApp the company for your affordable top-ups, payoffs of new loans of up to 100,000 cedis at a rate of 1.1% with 2 months grace period. And then the number is there. What's going on? I do have with me 2 deputy staff officers of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, DSO Thomas Wotojo and DSO Bertha Obing. You're both welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us about this phenomenon of loan scams. How does it work? I'll start with Bertha.
Thank you, Kafui, and good morning to your viewers. So in recent times, for about 1.5 years ago, our office keeps receiving complaints from government workers, those on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll. And they always come in saying that they are having deductions on their payroll without them having contracted any loan from anyone. So upon analysis of all the complaints that kept coming in, we realized it comes in two forms, where we have the locked up funds scam and then the personal details scam. So I will talk on the personal details. Just as you read from the messages from your colleagues, they will send you a text message asking you to contact them for a loan. And once you contact them, in the process of assisting you in contracting the loan, they take your personal details, your copies of your ID cards, your e-pay slip, login details, and other details as the requirements of the loan may be. Then they truly assist you to acquire a loan. But then your login details is left with them. So over a certain period of time, when probably you have finished paying off the loan, you don't even remember giving your details to anybody, then the person, if the person wasn't a genuine agent of that financial institution, the person will then use those details that you gave him to contract a loan on your behalf without your knowledge. So you'll be there, you receive a message, and deductions are being made on your payroll.
How serious is this problem, Thomas? How much money are we looking at that's being lost? Oh, basically it depends on the amount of money the loan the person takes, because when you take the personal details come, we are looking at somebody using your personal details to acquire a loan which you have no idea about. So depending on your affordability, the person can take as much as 45% of your salary's affordability and acquire a loan with it. So if your salary is, let's say, 2,000, it means that the person can acquire a loan of about almost 1,000 repayments every month on your payslip. So that's how serious it is.
How are people able to get access to the details of government workers, which I know from 2019 figures was almost 706,000 government workers? How do they get this information?
For now, we have not been able to come out with how they get it. But based on investigations so far, there seems to be an in-house trading going on at the Controller and Accountant General's department. And then we are also suspecting hackers, because now the hackers are really on top of their business, hacking into all systems. So we can say that there is an insider trading going on at the Controller and Accountant General's department, though it is yet to be established since our investigations are ongoing.
How do salaried workers protect themselves from these scammers, Thomas?
Yes, so basically the first one is you have to do it yourself. That is, if an agent contacts you for loan, make sure that the agent is actually from a financial institution.
Is there a list somewhere that people can consult?
Obviously, any established financial institution, any licensed financial institution. So for instance, somebody comes to you and say, okay, I'm from, let's say, StanChart. Obviously, you have to make sure that the person is actually from StanChart by probably going there yourself to do inquiries, so that when the person is assisting, you know that genuinely the person is from StanChart. So that's one aspect. Then the second one too is that under no circumstance should you give your password out to any third party. Normally, there is what we call the e-pay slip portal, where government workers log in to do a lot of transactions, including applying for loan. So for you to apply for loan, you need to provide certain information, such as your pay slip, your affordability, etc. Normally, you have to log in to print those things. Most government workers either gives their details to agents to log in and print those things, or even some of the agents actually request for your login details.
So what you're saying is that you should do this yourself. You should not give your login details to anybody.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So the people who send these messages, the telcos through which these messages are sent, and the Controller and Accountant General's Department, it seems that these are the agents in this particular, the players in this particular scam. Have you arrested any people so far in your investigations, Bertha?
For now, we haven't arrested anyone yet.
What are you waiting for? It's been a long time.
Investigation takes quite some time, and when it comes to such issues, it's not easy getting the people. So we are on it, and very soon we'll be coming out with people who are involved in
But
it.
they normally leave their numbers on the messages. Is it not just a matter of just tracing them and then dealing with them?
Some
or just be naive?
In Ghana, it is difficult coming by personal details of people. So there are times you call the number, you even go to the telcos, the information they will give you, you try to follow it up, and it's not leading you to the right person. And since it is a scam, fraudulently, they are using people's numbers. In recent times, you see WhatsApp, you'll be there, then someone will call you, you are in a group, we are changing because of hackers, we are creating a new group. So I'm sending you a code. So the fraudsters are using so many ways, using people's numbers to do things. So it's not that easy.
I hear Sundays is a good time for these loan scammers to work. Thomas, why is that so?
Yes, I'm a government worker, and usually this messages comes on Sunday. We don't have, I don't know the reason why they like sending those messages on Sundays, but that's what we've noticed.
I mean, the scammers are trying to scam you, the Yoko people also. You've been receiving these messages too?
Obviously, they don't know
that you are in a Yoko person.
Yes,
okay.
Obviously. I think, like Betta said, we are suspecting that there is an inside trading as controller. So they are able to get access to the list of names and contacts of government workers, which includes us.
And that's a big list, almost 706,000 names as of 2019. I'm sure there should be more. And what's your advice for people to protect themselves against these loan scammers?
We would advise salaried workers that always go to the financial institutions yourself to transact any business. Don't allow third parties to do that. And then we would also want to advise them to frequently change their login details. Because even if it might not come from the Controller and Accountant General's Department, someone can hack into your system. You might go to an internet cafe and then they will do that. So we should change our logins frequently.
Okay, anything you want to add?
Yes, if I may add,
yes, please.
The messages that are sent to us, workers should just ignore them.
Okay.
Yes, if you want a loan, just walk straight to the bank or any other financial institution, do your inquiries, and get your loan. It's not that difficult, especially for government workers.
And if I want to report any of these people to IOCO, what's the number, or how do I get in touch with IOCO?
Yeah, we are on all the social media handles.
Okay,
so,
I want to follow you now.
At EOCO Ghana, that is on Twitter and Facebook. And then we have a WhatsApp number.
Okay.
057 97 09 066.
Again, please.
057 97 09 066. And then you can walk into any of our offices. We have offices in all the regional capitals. So you can walk into any of our offices and you'll be assisted.
Okay, thank you very much, Beth Obing, Yeboah, and Thomas Otojo are both Deputy Staff Officers at the Economic and Organized Crime Office, IOCO, and we've been looking at the issues of loan scams. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend. I've just followed IOCO on Twitter at IOCO Ghana, and the WhatsApp number is 579709066. Don't send any scam messages to the IOCO WhatsApp, please. We return with the Simigwa man himself, Jeduble Ambule taking us into a beautifully beautiful jam session. This is hashtag GTV Breakfast. Sending shout outs to all of you who are watching, especially Mr. Joshua Johnson watching us on YouTube in New York. Thank you so much, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
To 2021, the journey to our centenary has been amazingly worthy as
to drop these messages into your phone. And on Sunday, after your mutual and your prayers,
sometimes you get as much as 15 to 20 messages.
They want to give you. Have you taken of those ones before?
No, thank you very much.
Very smart girl.
And some of them are, you know, obviously scams, because you don't know where the kind of information that they're sharing with you is coming from.
Okay, so somebody is tasking me. I've given them a code on how to check whether their phone is being hacked or not, and that's my fault. I'll get it from DK Cyber and I'll send it out to you. He was supposed to give us a way for you to protect yourself from mobile phone hackers. So thank you for reminding us, keeping us on our toes.
Okay, so next time.
Another one? Okay.
Okay.
Samakujeto, the conversation you had with the ladies.
So
it's sad that old men like Mr. Kujeto should be giving good counsel to Nanado and his government, are rather condoning the gross corruption and profligacy going on in the government. So Ablakwa and Okujeto in some back and forth over the presidential trips. Don't worry, music is coming. Music is coming.
We are standing by to enjoy some fantastic music from a true legend from the West. Like Charlie, this week our West India is incomplete.
If you treat your password like you treat your Andes, don't you think forgetfulness will be something happening at some point? We're not going to talk about Andes again.
No,
okay?
No,
yeah, you guys are giving me. I'm not going to talk about Andes again. I know I'm wearing mine. Don't know about you, but Harry, the promise keeper and visionary president has done it again. Well, people are jumping on our pages. More messages for you. The only sector that has turned the fortunes of this country is agriculture. Plenty for food and jobs, ready for food and export. So you guys are talking about all kinds of things. Now the pregnant woman, there's a message here. Woman is pregnant or not, don't we have qualified doctors who can examine her for the truth?
Doctors have examined her, and the medical report is that she was not pregnant, according to the statement released by the police. So that is the contention. The community is saying, well, we saw her, she was pregnant. The police is saying doctors have examined her and she was not pregnant. So it's a conversation that's still ongoing. It's still being debated across social media platforms.
Cantamanto, old force. So there's a false message here. Oh, Kaf, you are very humble. People feel so proud and so don't want to let us know that they have ever dealt with second-hand clothing. I still buy them myself. GTV breakfast show is very lively these days. I urge everyone to tune into the BFS, AJ Henkel. Okay, nice. Okay. Did you ever go to Kant?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Accra, so Jamestown, Makola.
But I thought I could not travel. What were you traveling to Cantamanto for? You in Jamestown?
Oh, that one is not travel, it's walking. Yeah, next door.
All right. It's time for some good music right now. So we're going to bring you some great music from the Chinchin Band and Jeduble Ambole here in the house on a Friday like this.
About the bullfruits.
Continue. You started it.
I've had that Tugbe.
18
day there.
Ragumzu.
I deliberately didn't ask the question.
No,
I just wanted to
Ragumzu. Yeah. Let's leave it to the man who brought it up himself. Take it away, sir. All right.
Some people there for this world, so money they chop. Some people there for this world, so money they steal. We're gonna catch them one by one. catch them one by one. We're gonna kill them one by one. I say we're gonna catch them one by one. Oh, yeah. We're gonna kill them one by one. That's why the talk say, hey, I know the talk, I know the lie, 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 I know the talk, I know the lie. Ready? Yeah. All right, we got some more songs that we're going to do now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, man, teacher.
All of your branches,
Guys, amazing. So you see that confusion and the debates going around that this person started rap music, this person started rap music. Guys, if you go on Wikipedia, Jedouble Ambule is credited for incorporating rap music into high life. So he's like the bosses of all bosses.
You're damn right.
So, I mean, everybody wants to know that when you see the new young artists everywhere, Kiddy, Kwame Eugene, like the new young artists, how do you feel?
I just feel good, you know, because everything, there is a continuation.
Sure.
Yeah, so they're going to come and continue from where, you know, we started. But I see all of them as branches of me.
Facts on facts on facts.
Because I'm the tree and the other branches. You know, that's how it is.
And the funny thing is that, not the funny thing, the amazing thing is that you are in your 70s.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? Jeduble Ambule is in his 70s, guys. That's a legend right there. yeah. And so GTV has something with Mr. Jeduble Ambule, High Life Alive.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us what you are hoping to wow GTV's audiences with.
You know, High Life was started before we came. You know, it was started by our ancestors, and it's been our heritage. You know, and culturally too, it's part and parcel of us. So something that is given to us by our ancestors, we need to continue with that. Irrespective of that, every country has its music, and ours is High Life.
Sure.
Because when we travel, we play out there, when we try to interpret High Life, irrespective of what, you see that the receptions, you know, are so strong and good that I keep on telling my younger brothers who are doing dancehall and you know, that kind of
new school music,
they call it Afro beats and all that. No, everything is information and education. They need to learn so that they'll be more stronger when they move out there. Because when they get out there, music is taken seriously.
Yeah.
People go to school for music. They know the cadences of whatever they're doing. And it's a language. So if you don't know the language and you go out there and meet all the musicians, what are you going to do? So these are the things I keep on telling them, that they need to know the nitty-gritties of our music, because...
Chichim, you guys, have you heard?
It is our
Be
power.
educated. That's your power,
Yes,
guys.
it's our power. So, you know, I admire the young guys, you know, what they're trying to do, but they need to be informed.
Right.
So that they can move forward.
So guys, from Ambule's mouth to your ears, guys, you need to be educated. In this month of September, we here at GBC, we are celebrating Kwame Nkrumah, and everything best comes from the West. And so we're leaving you to serenade us with the Nchinchi. What do you think about the Nchinchi band? It's the first time you're playing with them, no?
Yeah, that's my first time playing with them. But, you know, they are young guys. You see that enthusiasm and everything is right there. So, kudos for that, man.
Thank you.
All right, guys. And so we are going to leave you to serenade us as usual.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So this is still GTV Breakfast. We are live on all the social media networks. And Victoria Esinamo Ofe from the Narcotics Commission, today is your birthday, and so happy birthday, guys. Okay, so the rest of the team is joining us.
Okay, so quick shout out. So this is going out to Patrice from Eclectic Love in Ho. Greetings, you watch us a lot. Lambert Donko is sending out shout outs to the GIJ Masters in Development Studies class, Developmental Communications class. They're writing a paper today. Shout outs to Nana Mwako and MC James. Also shout outs to Victor Nyanting today. Yesterday was your birthday. You shared it with General Ike Achampong. So great birthday there for you.
Dr. Nanaya Owusu Prempa. Owusu Prempe. She is a
regular.
Member,
she's a regular.
Yeah. Today is her birthday. Today is also the birthday of the Honorable Speaker of Parliament, number 3. People I should say number 3. So happy birthday, Honorable Abambagbin, and we wish you the very best.
Nanaya's birthday was with Osajifo, so let's just correct that. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
Right.
So hey,
Osajifo.
Yeah. And your thoughts on Osajifo as we celebrate?
And the greatest of all, because hey man, you know, we need leadership, and that man showed what is called leadership. He showed us the way. Everything that we had, talking of factories and everything, you know, people have scholarships to go to Europe. You know, I know a lot of musicians that Osajifo gave them scholarships to go and learn music and bring it back. So, hey man, I can't play with that, man. Thank you so much.
Salute. And I was in your town. So take it away, man.
To you.
Thank you.
You are such a legend, and I could barely contain my excitement when you walked into the studio. We wish you the very, very best. And we look forward to the program that you're having.
See the women.
I'll leave you there. I'm going.
Okay, you can go to the keyboard.
I'm going. I go there here with my man. I go watch you. See you.
Anyone of you want, I just be say. Anyone of you want, I just be say. Ghana factories, Black Star Line, Ghana Airways, the GCC in Ara, get the car, Baba,
African movie